Twitch. All right. So now I should be live there. Let me get the chat so that they're finding those. Auto find and activate. Okay.
Hi, Nathan. I'm Zabe.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, hold on. I'm not seeing you, Nathan. Just a second. I can never hear people when they come in. So sorry, okay? Sorry. I see you now. I hear you now. How are you doing, Nathan? Long time no see.
I'm doing, by long time, we mean 20 minutes.
Exactly. Okay. Let me, I'll do introductions here in a second. I need to get you into the stream, though, Nathan, so just a second.
Okay, I was going to say, I didn't know there was going to be streaming involved.
I think I said in the thing, I live streamed this.
I must have forgot, because I'm silly and doing 3,000 things at once. So.
Well, at least you're not doing over 9,000 things, because then that'd be over.
But dumb Tish. That's the goal, though, right?
Yes, do as many things as possible.
How many projects are you doing? It's over 9,000.
Exactly.
Graw.
Graw?
Well, that's because he goes graw and crushes.
Okay.
Crushes the scouter.
Gotcha. It's been a while since I've watched DBZ. Okay, so you guys are in. All right, so I'm going to start. Oh, I need to make sure I can see chat. That might be helpful. Where's my window to see chat? Sorry, guys, hold on. I'm like, I don't. Oh, okay. I don't have it over here. That's right. Because the window disappeared on me. Okay, here we go. Now I see it.
How do you lose a window?
Well, when your house is foreclosed on, I think they take the windows with the house. That's how you lose it.
But doesn't that leave a gap? So wouldn't that technically be a window without glass?
What do you want from me, Ethan? I can't explain my joke. Okay. So guys, welcome. Let me do some introductions real quick. Welcome everyone who's watching this stream. I believe we're streaming. It looks like we're streaming. My name is Francisco. Here at Retro Rewind Pod, we play video games a lot of the time. We also currently playing the board game I'm designing called Junkyard Juggernauts. And today I have two friends of mine playing with me. At the top here, we have Zabe from Who Will Save Generation X podcast. Zabe, anything you'd like the people to know about you?
I want them to know a little bit about me as possible.
Okay.
As little as possible.
Little as possible. Okay. So I retract. This is Mr. X up here. He does a podcast about Who Will Save Generation Zabe podcast. See that? How I did that flipperoo?
Yeah, I got you, yeah. Now, we have a trivia game show called Who Will Save Generation X, and we play silly games that try to keep front of mind the cool things of Generation X. The pop culture trivia show is what it is.
Pop culture trivia centered around a semi-obscure X-Men team from the 90s. Got it.
I don't think it's that Generation X. It's the Generation X. And before we go to...
So it's your generation, right, Roy?
Yeah. Name it Roy. Anyway, before we go to... Nathan, guys, will you click start on the Tabletopia game, and I'll get loading for you so that
I don't see an option for start.
you may have to refresh. You may have to refresh the page.
Oh, ready.
Yes.
Got it.
Okay.
There we go.
So now while that's loading, my other friend here is Nathan Marchand of the Monster Island Film Vault podcast and Henshin Power V3. Nathan, anything else you want the people to know?
I'm also a writer. If anyone wants
You
to read,
write?
and yes, my writing. If anyone wants to, check out any of my books or any other things like my blogs, or if they want to keep up with anything I get published, because I get published in various places, go check out my author website, nathanjsmarchand.com. Yeah, not as cool as pauljpowers.com, obviously.
I mean, nothing can really be as cool as pauljpowers.com, but...
No, obviously. But, yes, so those are my two primary podcasts. So if you're into kaiju or tokusatsu, which is a Japanese word for special filmmaking, so anything that has a lot of special effects in it, especially that one... specifically for Henshin Power is about transforming superheroes. So if you're into that sort of stuff, give those shows a listen, and we'd love to have you.
Awesome. Very, very cool. All right, guys, your games, it looks like you're loaded in. When the camera there's going to be some learning just in terms of just learning Tabletopia. First off, and it may have given you a little tutorial thing at the start here to say, to do these things, do this. If you ever need to like refer to how to do something, there's a help summary in the lower left. You press the question mark, and it'll give you like all the different keystrokes.
Okay. Stuff just happened.
Oh, well, good. It's supposed
Welcome to Tabletopia tutorial. Next.
So all that to be while you guys are going through that, though, when the camera zoomed down for you, there's a character that you should see like a playmat with a torso. Mm-hmm. You should see a player card that looks like almost like has two, I guess, teeth on the side of it. I don't know what you'd call those. And like 4 boxes, there's a character on it. When it zoomed in for you, what character, you could just give me the color, is it showing for you? So Zabe, which color or character is it for you?
When I zoom in?
Yeah, but well, not when you zoom in. When you press you can press the number 1 and it should go right to your player mat. And so which character is that for you?
Okay. Well, my hand is red, so see player aid. I see. Okay. I see 2 character mats, one on the left, one on the right.
Yeah, so
mine is in the center.
Okay,
the camera's focused on one in the center.
All right, so it looks like you're playing as Saffron, Nathan.
Saffron, okay.
Yeah, so you're already red. Zabe, are you Riviera? Is that what it looks like to you?
I am Riviera.
Okay, awesome. So, and you're already blue, so fantastic. So I'm going to put Hobart will not be playing today. Sorry, Hobart. You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
I understood that reference.
Well, that's good. I make many. I'll be here all week, folks. All right. So before we get going, let me give you guys an overview of this game. Essentially, welcome to Junkyard Juggernauts, where everything's made up and the points don't matter. Oh, wait, that's a different game. No, in this game, you have magic, mechs, and a bit of mystery. The premise is we are 4 siblings, 2 brothers, 2 sisters. In this game, we're 1 brother and 2 sisters. And our parents, the king and queen of Galmany, they went missing last night. We're not sure what happened to them. And then in the morning, we're getting reports from the 4 main cities of the kingdom that a warlord has taken them over with these evil machines called junk golems. And then just as we're getting those reports, fires start breaking out over our home, in our home city of Seneschal. So we have a tutor named Dauburn who's been teaching us the craft of mageneering, that is merging magic with machine. And he decides, the best course of action is to take us down to the Galmany Junkyard, where there's all these old scrap pieces from the old wars, where he believes that we could put together our own juggernauts and go and fight the evil machine, the evil junk golems, and hopefully find the warlord and take the warlord down. So how you win in Junkyard Juggernauts is you either defeat the warlord. However, one of us is going to end up being the warlord. So for them to win, are you okay?
That's just my speaker.
Okay. For the warlord to win, they had to defeat the 2 other players, the 2 mageneers. So, and I think I said major. Yeah. Does that make sense so far?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like we said before, Zabe is playing as the Mageneer Riviera, who has an affinity for water magic. Nathan is playing as Saffron, who has an affinity for fire magic, and and I'm playing as Malcolm, who has an affinity for earth magic. And those different affinities come into play here in a bit, which we'll get into as we start. So the phase 1 of the game is we're all down here, essentially at the Galmany Junkyard. I'm going to be moving some of your tokens on the screen here. So we're all down here at the Junkyard. That's what this big pile of cards is. It represents the Junkyard for Galmany. So phase 1 of the game And actually, I need to do a little bit of upkeep here. Put the Warlord card here. Put 1 and 2. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so what we are going to do for the first phase, we're down at the junkyard. We are each going to be taking 6 cards into our hand, and we'll do it. The person who goes first is the last person to have fixed something. It could be you fixed your computer, you fixed your car, you fixed a sandwich, whatever. But that's who's going to go first. And then we'll go, they'll pick 6 cards. Next person to the clockwise for them will go, we'll pick 6 cards. Then the last person will pick 6 cards. You'll decide whether or not you want to get rid of some of them. And then we'll draft again, reverse order. So the last person to have picked cards will get to pick first. And we'll go until we'll go through that one more time. And then we'll have 6 cards. So that's the first phase, is picking cards for our Juggernaut. Now you may be like, Francisco, how am I supposed to know what's a good card, what's a bad card? What am I doing here? Well, don't worry, guys. I got you. I'm going to explain that right now.
Everything's a bad card.
How dare you, Ashley? In case you didn't hear her, she said everything's a bad card.
Nice, yeah.
So the first little tip about Tabletopia is if you want to flip a card over, you hover over it and press F, which I'm about to do for this big deck of cards. Mm-hmm. And I'm just moving out here so you guys, actually I don't even have to do that. So to explain what these are the main cards in Junkyard Juggernauts, are these things called power cards that have several numbers, several words, and I'm going to explain those to you. So what I'd like you guys to do is hover over this 2 card and press spacebar, and that will bring it up big on screen. And you can do that with any card if you want to like read it a bit better. That's the best way to do it, is hover over it and press spacebar. Okay, so these are the power cards. These are multi-use cards, depending on how, and whenever you play them, the way you're playing them, that's sort of how it's locked in to being played until the card is junked or makes it back into your hand. But whenever it's played as that thing. So for instance, if you were to play this as legs on your Juggernaut, that'd be the primary way that this is oriented right now, is it's oriented with the legs of your Juggernaut. So it would have a power of 2. That's what the big number is. That's the I'm sorry, not power. It would have a base metal of 2. And then it would upgrade to a metal value of 5. That's the numbers in the corners. So base metal of 2 and then upgrade metal of 5. Now here's where I have to explain what metal is, because I'm sure you're like, okay, metal, what is that? Metal is kind of like it's counts for several things. You can think of it as your like base health points. So when you're out of metal, you're kind of dead. But it also contributes to your attack strength and your speed. So if you were to play this card, this 2 card, as a leg, you would have essentially this card has an HP of 2. That's the base metal. And it also will contribute to a speed of 2. So if this is the only card you had in your Juggernaut, then you'd have a speed of 2 if you played it as a leg, and overall metal of 2. As you play, you can upgrade that metal to a max of 5. That's what those numbers in the corners are. So that's playing as a leg. Playing it as an arm is very similar, except that's the bottom of this card. You would just play it in the arm socket of your Juggernaut as opposed to the leg socket on the play mats you had in front of you. But it's the same thing. All the arms and legs are always going to have the same power, top and bottom. So if you see one side, if you see the top is a 2, the bottom's going to be a 2, and vice versa. So that's the arms and legs. That's how you play those. And just real quick, I clicked off so I'm seeing the whole map again. I'm going to take this 2 card just as an example, and I'm going to drag it down here to Nathan's match just as an example. So if I played it as an arm, it would go either there or there. Are you both seeing where I'm putting it on the board? So that'd be playing as an arm. And these, if you place it in the right spot, they will orient automatically, so you don't have to worry about turning it. And then if you play it as a leg, it'd go either here or here. And when you have this in your hand, you can play it when you're playing it, you can play it in any of those. There's no like, oh, you can only play it in arms, or you can only play this one as an arm and this one as a leg. No, you can play it as either. All right, so a quick pop quiz. I'll ask Zabe. Let's say I put this card right here, Zabe. How much metal does Saffron / Nathan have for his arm? 2. Yes, that's right. So you take this little cube and put it on this 2 section for the right arm. Now this is a extra credit, Zabe. How much attack strength would Nathan have now?
Currently, it would be 2, but it could max up to 5.
Yes, yeah, you have exactly right. He would have an attack strength of 2. Nathan, let's say I put this card in this leg spot. How much? What would the speed be for this Juggernaut?
2.
Very good. It would be 2. Now here's an extra credit, which I expect none of you would have to just get this on intuition. But okay, I'm putting this card here in Saffron's Juggernaut. Let's say I move this over here to Riviera's Juggernaut. Either of you want to guess how much the metal and speed of this leg would be over here on Riviera's Juggernaut?
Oh, let me
4, because it's a water type.
You're very close, Zabe. What were you going to say, Nathan?
I was just saying, let me take a wild guess and say 2.
No. Zabe was much closer.
5?
It would be 5, yes, because if you place a card in your Juggernaut that matches your element of your Mageneer, they get the upgrade amount right off the bat, right from jump.
Sense, yeah.
So this would actually get a medal of 5, meaning it'd have a speed of 5, or if it's in an arm, it'd have a speed attack strength of 5. Okay, so that's one way you may want to discern which cards to take. Okay, does it match my element? Oh, then yeah, I probably want that because then I'll be maxed out on power. However,
I'd like to go first in this game, by the way.
What was that, Azib?
I'd like to go first in this game. By the way.
Then fix something really quick right now.
I'm just kidding. I'm just joking.
Okay, so I'm going back. I put that card back. I'm going to hover over and again press spacebar just so I can talk about the rest of the card elements. So those are arms and legs. That's probably one of the more complicated parts of the card. So we're over that hump now. The other part of the card is on the right side. So there's a black strip in the middle of it. On the right side, there's something that some people call it doorknobs. Essentially, if you were to tilt the card and orient it so that doorknob was at the top, it's a potion. That's what that icon's supposed to be. It's a potion bottle. So we use potions in different instances of the game. It's mainly for combat, but they can come up in some quests require the use of potions. So just know that these cards can be played as a potion, and they'll either have one potion, 2 potion, or 3 potions on them. And then, so that's arms, legs, potions. The last thing for these cards is the amplify effect. And an amplify effect is something, again, that happens in combat. It's a way to, like, whenever you're in combat, you're going to take an action. And let's see, you're going to take an action, and that, and if you want to make your action do maybe more damage or have some other effect, you can amplify it with these cards. So, for instance, this is not a great example of an amplify effect. Let me find one that's a bit better. Let's see about this one. Oh, okay, here's one. So I'm hovering over, if you guys hover over the top card on the junk pile, it's a 3, it's a purple 3/7. And this amplify effect is called Magic Leak. And there's lots of iconography. If you're not sure what an icon means, you can look at your player aid cards and flip them over. On the other side is all the different icons. So if you're not sure what they are, you can look at those.
I was actually eyeballing that a second ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, one side's the icon reference, the other side's the different what you can do at the different locations. But anyway, back to this 3/7. Magic Leak essentially is like, okay, I'm about to make an attack, but maybe I'm not going to do much damage or something. So this is essentially saying disable any limb, so an arm or a leg, and the owner makes a 1d6 amplify roll, which we're not going to get into right now, but that's just a way to sort of offset someone's first. Hey, Ashley, welcome for being first. Welcome to the stream. Anyway, Now I totally lost my train of thought. That's just to offset that. That can be a very crippling amplify. So that just gives the person that's being affected to, because you can't really mitigate amplifies. There's one way to do it, but it's hard to do. So it's just an effect that's going to happen. So that's just one way to offset it. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. That's just a way to play amplifies. We'll get into that in a bit. But just be aware that these power cards, they're used for arms, legs, potions, amplifies. So all that to keep in mind. And amplifies also have the added benefit of, or a card that matches your color. If you use it as an amplify effect, it will go into your used card, amplify card pile underneath your player mat. So right where these like black trapezoids are, that's where they'll go. If you play an amplify that doesn't match your color, it gets junked. You'll lose the card. So just that's something to be aware of as well. All right. So that's any questions before we actually start the first phase of taking our cards?
Can you repeat all that?
Yeah. So arms of 2. But if you have questions as we're going,
legs of 3.
Legs of 3. Yeah. Hey, David, how you doing? All right. So, who fixed something last? Would you say? When was the last time you fixed something, Nathan?
Does reapplying the Gorilla Tape that came off of your car count?
Sure.
Like I came off and I had to replace it.
Okay. When did you do that though?
A couple days ago.
Okay. Zabe, have you fixed anything sooner than the last couple days?
I fixed myself a sandwich a couple of hours ago.
A couple days ago.
A couple days.
Okay.
And I've been fasting ever since.
Right.
Okay, then Zabe, we'll have you go first. So
I'm just kidding. I haven't fixed anything in a long time.
Oh my gosh.
I don't fix things.
All right, then.
And I have done some work on the car, and I have purchased things to fix the car.
I'm not gonna deny I fixed the tape on my holding my car together from being a victorious story.
All right, then Nathan, you'll go first. So to take a card off this pile, you're gonna essentially hover your hand over it and press T to take it. And you may see some are face down, some are face up. You can take any card that you can see. It doesn't have to be face up or face down. But you can you pick which 6 you want to take, and you can take those.
Oh, you take the so any that I can see.
Yeah, if you can touch it, you can't like move a bunch of cards to get one you can't see essentially, or one you can't touch. But if you can,
but I need to get 6.
A 6 exactly. And right now you have 2.
So these ones that are face down,
you can take those as well. Yeah, that's fine.
So what's smart is if he should be going for the red cards, yeah?
Yeah, that would be yes. So like that's probably the easiest way to go. There's another reason to go for other, not your ones that match you, but we'll get into that later. That's another conversation that I'm not.
And these are to remain basically secret, right? Yeah.
Right now we are all on the same team. So keep in mind this is right now we are playing cooperatively because
co-op. Okay.
Because the warlord acolyte has not been chosen. Essentially, what's going to happen later on is. Let me take out some of these cards real quick.
I was going to say, lucky me, I managed to get 3 fire cards, and then I got 2 of the magic amplify things that I have 1 water.
Okay, so. and that's fine.
So
I'm just going to comment that this warlord card, after we've defeated one of these 4 junk golems, the first one, after we defeat the first one, we will all draw from this red bag, and whoever gets this warlord card will be essentially the big bad. However, this warlord card can change hands based on some other factors. Again, I'm not going to get into those right now. So don't feel like, man, I didn't want to be the big bad. I'm stuck now. I hate this game for Cisco. That can change. So don't.
Why would you do this to me, Roy?
Name it Roy. Okay.
Anyway, so I've selected my 6 cards. So now, what do I?
Now while Zabe is picking his 6 cards. You can just think about, okay, do I like these? Do I want to get rid of any of them? You can keep them all, or you'll be able to get rid of up to 3 after me and Zabe have taken our cards. Were you going to ask something, Zabe?
Yeah, well, I just was gonna say, should I have seen him select cards or look on his map to see
He
what he's
won't.
taking, or
He won't have put any cards down yet. But you can look. There's two little circles at the top of the screen. It says how many cards you have. Currently, he has 6, and you have
Okay.
0. So, but you don't have to have seen his cards. I mean, he can show you them, I guess, if he wants to. But he'd
Okay,
have to put
so
them.
I
down.
keep having to tilt my head to read the text.
Yeah, that is an unfortunate thing in Tabletopia. I wish there was a way to rotate it in your.
I was
in
going to
your
say,
screen.
if this was a physical game, this wouldn't be an issue.
Exactly. Yeah.
So the ones that are in this like deck.
Oh, yeah. Let me flip that over. Sorry. Let me flip that over. Let me shuffle that. Thank you for saying something, Zabe. Yeah, that you don't take from. It's just this pile of cards is where you take the 6 from.
Well, I like my strategy of picking blue cards.
Okay.
I'm the blue guy.
You also may want to get ones that are high value. Also, and they range from. I should have said this too. They range from 1 to 5 for the base metal and 2 to 10 for the upgrade metal. So. A 5 and a 5/10 is the highest power card, and a 1/2 is the lowest power card.
Okay. I think
So
I'm pretty
there's
happy with the. Oh wait, whoa! Some of my cards are angled differently. Wait, what's going
Angled
on? I don't know what's going on.
differently.
Well, no, like some of them are higher than others. Okay. Now, we seem to be good. I was confused there for a second. All right.
Never mind.
Okay.
I'm drawing 6.
Yeah, so one more is it.
Yeah. I do see. I see a blue one sticking out there. Oh, there's another red one.
But it's like a 3-1.
Yeah, it's a pretty low.
There's
one.
like 3-7 over here. Like, I don't know. Does that make more sense?
No, yeah, I feel like from what I could tell you picking cards, Zabe, I probably would have gone a similar route, like a mix of some blues and then other ones that were high power. And now that I can't see pretty much anything,
my lowest card is a base 1 that can be upgraded to a 2. But I see another red one there. I just can't tell the value.
It's like a 6.
Yeah, I just took
like
it.
a good one.
Yeah. I might replace my one red one with that.
All right, so we've all taken
or replace this blue one with it.
So these cards that are left, I'm going to put in the main deck because this is essentially a setup for a 4-player game. So I'm just going to put those back in, shuffle. Okay, now any cards you can mulligan up to 3 cards, or you can keep your whole hand. That's fine too. But you can mulligan up to 3, and you're just going to place them essentially like this out here, face up. And just let me know when you've completed.
And those are just out of the game?
No, they're going to get reshuffled back into the deck. Then however many cards we mulliganed, we're going to draw out that many face up. And because I went last, I'm going to get to pick from those first. Then Zabe, then you, Nathan, will get last pick.
Okay.
What color are you, Francisco? You're purple?
I'm green. I'm Earth Magic, yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Let's see. What do I want to do here? I like that one. I like that one. Oh, yeah. I guess I'm just going to get rid of 1 for me. Zabe, looks like you're getting rid of 2. Nathan, are you still picking if you're going to get rid of another one?
I get rid of 1.
Just 1. Okay. So we're all done here. So these go back in here. I'm going to shuffle it again. And then these come out face up. So this sort of simulates, okay, we were digging through this junk pile. We're looking for ones. And as we're digging and bringing it back to our build area, we unearth other things. And so now these are more apparent to be seen. So that's why these come out face up. I believe there are 5. Oh, gosh. Sorry, Nathan. This looks too good for me. So I'm taking that one. All right, so now Zabe, you get to go next. And you get 2. Because we're drawing back up to 6, essentially. Oh, wait, so I took out too many, I guess. Oh, well. Well, then whatever one is not picked, I'm just going to put back.
Well, I'll be nice to Nathan, and I'll let him have that one.
There's
Yeah, you got it, buddy. So... Is there any benefit of having all one color? So like a synergy bonus or anything like that?
There is not. No, the things that you'll. So I'll go into that right now, just so you guys sort of are aware, especially going into building. So let's see. If you guys sort of have your eyes sort of by the Galmany Junkyard, I'm going to pull a card over there to sort of give you an example. All right. So as we go, as we play the game, you're going to earn things called heroic feats. Heroic feats are like kind of the way you level up in this game. And whenever you get a heroic feat, you'll get a card. Your first heroic feat, you'll get to pick one of the 4 cards that have these specializations on it. Each one has 2 sides. This one has the Mystic specialization and the Rogue specialization. And how you build your mech. Oh, someone took that.
I already took it.
It wasn't me.
I'm winning, guys.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
If you want to press spacebar so you can see it more close, that's fine.
I meant to flip it, and
F to flip. Yeah.
F and T are right next to each other.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. So if you look at this rogue side, let's say I brought it up. Again, hover spacebar to bring it up big. Essentially, what you may see all these little icons with all the little elements. So purple again, wind, blue, water, red, fire. Essentially, when you're building your juggernauts, and you get heroic, and you level up more to access more heroic or more levels of this specialization, the abilities you have access to depend on how you've built your juggernaut. So, for instance, at the bottom of this rogue specialization, you get the Eye of the Storm ability. You unlock that if you have at least one wind arm or one wind limb. Essentially, you need, and the little text says in the juggernaut, your juggernaut needs 1 wind, which is shown by that little orb with the wind symbol in it. So if you have that in your juggernaut build, you'll unlock Eye of the Storm. If you go up to the next level, Static Shock requires 3 wind limbs to unlock it. And then the Gale Slice requires 4 wind limbs. So all of them are different, and depending on how you build your mech, it unlocks those abilities. So that's the way. So in that sense, so to answer your question more directly, Gale, if you wanted to access this Gale Slice ability, you would need all wind limbs. But otherwise, other than that, there isn't any sort of bonuses for synergizing. That was something in early games, but honestly, it didn't make much of a difference when people got a synergy, and it actually was a detriment to them because they're so focused on that it made it actually weakened them compared to people that are being a bit more multifaceted.
I think this is a good way to do it. How you have it?
Okay. Oh, well, thank you.
Way.
Appreciate that.
Nice. Looks nice.
Okay. So now that we've all gotten our cards, now we're going to move on to phase 2, which is building our juggernauts, guys. So much like I was showing before, you're going to place the cards you want into your left leg, left arm, right arm area. The requirements to building they're not super, I don't think they're super complicated. You can tell me. But essentially what you're going to do is you're going to place a card out, and the only thing you have to worry about in terms of placement is the arm metal I have equal to or less than the leg metal? Essentially, you're trying to balance each side. So if your right arm is super beefy and your left leg's, you skip leg day, you're going to essentially tilt over. You're not going to be able to balance that side. So you need your leg to be the equal to or greater in metal to the arm right above it. And keep in mind though that if you put a limb that matches your element, it's going to go right up to the full upgrade amount, not the base metal amount. So that you also have to keep that in mind as you're building. But that's really it. Otherwise, you can build it however you want.
What? It didn't take. Wait.
So you have to put it. The legs are going to cross over, so you want to actually put it inside. Yeah, there you go. Like right about there should take. There you go. Yeah.
So, Francisco, you're saying I'd put my right leg in, but then I could take my right leg out.
Yeah.
I can take my right leg in.
And you juggernaut all about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't be the first person to make that stupid joke.
You're actually
There's
only
no
the
way.
second person, so you're
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Not quite trend setting, but you're a pioneer still.
That sounds about me. So essentially, I think the strategy is, I mean, you want to make the buffest dude, of course.
Yeah.
But you gotta beef up the legs, right? I mean, the legs are the key to it all.
Yeah, legs will essentially give you higher speed. Speed allows you to have more defensive mitigation when we're in combat, and the higher the speed you are in this after the build phase, that will determine whoever has the highest speed will determine the play order because they'll get to go first, then clockwise, and then we'll go clockwise to determine the rest of the order.
Do they they're supposed to like snap in or something?
You need to just get in just a little bit more to right there. Right there. Yeah, there you go.
Is that snapped in?
Yeah, that's snapped in. So there will be overlap, and the little black things underneath are essentially a way to just make the art look or make the Juggernaut look a little bit more like a Juggernaut, not this multi-limb thing. So you would place them something like this, and now it looks like it just has 2 legs as opposed to 3 weird legs. So
yeah, at this point, I am the most asymmetrical mech ever. I have average legs, 1 super beefy arm, and 1 tiny spindly arm,
and that works. So Nathan, so after you've built your Juggernaut out, then you take
I do have these 2 like new. They're not element cards.
So are you pointing to your legs or are you pointing to something else that's in your hand that I don't see?
I have in my hand.
Well, I can't see the cards you have in your hand. So
it says not today.
Okay. Yeah.
Death Griffin, but it's not any of the element colors.
I'll go into that here in a second, but let's finish building. That's essentially flavor text. So you don't really have to worry about those parts.
I should say, these look like they could be used to construct the mech. I'm just like, do I want these or not? Because they do have boost costs. I mean, boost values and things. But
yeah, I mean that, and don't feel like you're gonna get the perfect mech build this first time you're playing, guys. You're learning, and that's totally fine.
Oh, apparently the name of my mech is Hunk.
Yes, so the torso signifier for you is Hunk. And Zabe is playing as Gem. I'm playing as...
That's outrageous. truly outrageous. Sorry.
Is that a quote from cool. Gem and the Holograms or something? I never watched it.
Never mind.
Okay.
Oh, and you are Chonk.
No, I'm actually Twig. I'm playing up to the right of the board. We're not playing as this character over here where where I collapse everything.
Yeah. I'm just kind of looking around. All right.
So now that you guys, and I'm going to let you guys do this part as I build mine because I haven't built mine yet. So sorry to hold you guys up.
No, that's fine. It's like, do I place the sugar cubes now?
Yes. So now you're going to place the sugar cubes or your metal tracker cubes on the numbers based on whether it's right arm, left arm, etc. So I'll let you guys do that while I'm building mine out.
Oh, okay. I was like, is the game going to yell at me if I put it on the wrong thing? No,
if you place it correctly, it will orient correctly and stick into place. If you get just kind of, it's fine. Don't. I'm not gonna slap your hand.
Well, yeah, and since these are fire cards, so I put this arm at 8 instead of 4, and this one at 2 instead of 1.
All your cards will be at their upgrade amounts, Nathan. Yes.
Yeah, which is the little arrow icon.
Yes,
in the
exactly.
Corners.
Yes,
right.
yes.
Got it. Just making sure.
Yep.
I understand correctly.
You do.
All right. And wait. Oh, the legs are the stats underneath, correct?
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
On the bottom row. Okay.
So, the purple, the purple track is your legs or for speed, and the orange red track is arms. Is the arms one. This is going to be 3 also, and this is going to be 1. Ugh.
So looking at Nathan's thing, he's like, his legs isn't as buff as his arm on the right side.
I was gonna say, I have average legs.
So yeah, but
one really thick arm and one really tiny arm.
So thank you, yeah, Zay, for pointing that out. So for you, Nathan, your left side looks fine, but your right side you're gonna have to flip the arm and the leg because your arm is way higher metal wise than your leg, and they need to be either equal or your leg be greater. Yeah. So flipping it will be totally fine. Okay. So and then flip the metal trackers also, or change those. Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I would have picked my cards differently, knowing what I know now.
Oh, really? Okay.
I was just worried about element affinity, to be honest.
Yeah, I was going with that too. I got all excited. Hey, a blue card, cool. But you got to plan ahead and like know that your legs need to be buff. So I have these guys with rad arm strength, but I can't support them with my legs.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I was trying to remember what the stat numbers needed to be. If the legs needed to be higher or lower, so it's the legs need to be higher.
Because the legs need to support the arms. Exactly.
Yeah. I just got excited and I'm like, I can have the way buff too, but
it'll be okay because you guys will have opportunities to.
Yeah. So now I have an average arm and a spindly arm.
Yes. And Zabe, for yours, your left arm, it should actually be at the 4, not the 8. You can upgrade to an 8 as we go. But
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
That's 100% correct. It should be a 4.
Yes.
And I can't grab my cube.
Oh, okay. Let me see if.
QB.
Let's see. Do you mind if I move it?
Go for it.
Okay. There you go.
Whoopsie. Sorry, guys.
No, you're fine. I'm going to move these little other cubes that come into play later by your guys's characters. Don't worry about them now. They come into play when you actually start getting heroic feats. So
I'm really digging this website, this tabletop website, though.
It's cool. Yeah,
I think it's neat.
I certainly like it as well. What was that, Nathan?
I was just saying, I'm also really wanting a print version of this. I want a real game of this.
I mean, that's where I'm hoping that the Kickstarter will go live toward the end of summer. That's what I'm really hoping for. I'm wanting to get I've the rules are like fixed. I forget if I was telling you this day before Nathan got on, or maybe I was telling you, Nathan, earlier today. But yeah, the rules are pretty much where they're at. I'm at the end of this play session. Even if we don't finish, I'm going to ask: did you have fun? 2 questions. Did you have fun? Yes or no. Would you play again? Yes or no. If you want to give me other feedback on top of that, I will gladly take that, but they will probably not make any changes to the core functionality of the game because my rule set I'm pretty much done now. It may influence expansions, but yeah. So don't feel like, oh man, I gave Francisco this awesome idea and he didn't go for it. Well, it's just because this is so late in the phase of the game.
Well, hear me out, Francisco. Here's what I'm thinking. Gundam expansion.
Oh my gosh. All right, so
or Voltron.
Why didn't I think to just make this Voltron? Yeah, I'm sure that won't get me into any hot water of any kind.
No, I'm just saying, get a licensed expansion; it'll be great.
Oh my word! So, you were asking about those the black little labels, Nathan. So essentially, those are. So I don't know if you guys watch many war movies or anything, but if you've ever watched like Hunt for October, you have like the Ohio class TX-100 or whatever the submarine is called, or a USS Destroyer Enterprise or whatever. Mm-hmm. So these little black words on your arms and legs essentially give you a flavor for what your mech is called in this world. So for instance, Zabe's would be called a Gale Grade Surge Crocodile. That's what he's saying. And then Nathan, yours would be a Torch class Flash Phoenix.
Ooh, I sound kind of cool.
And then mine.
Hey, what did you say? Gale class Torch Phoenix?
Yeah. So no, it wouldn't be Gale class. For you, it's a Torch class because it's. So if you were to put these on here, it covers the words that don't make any sense. So you're reading like the words that look like you could read them without turning your head. Yeah, exactly. And so so you're a Torch class Flash Phoenix, and I'm a Torch class
Flash Phoenix.
Oh, sorry.
I like it.
And then I'm a Torch class Poison Hawk. So
Ooh.
watch out.
Flash Phoenix.
And
That
those
sounds
will.
like, that sounds like a legit name for something.
Oh yeah, totally. But as we
Or an anime attack, one or the other. Flash Phoenix.
as you change your limbs out, because that will be a part of this also, most likely. Your name will change. So that's just like starting and maybe the ending what your name is. But all right, we've finished we've salvaged our parts. We've built our juggernauts. Now it's time to go and try to free these cities and go on our adventure to free the land of Galmany from the warlord. So there are several.
The warlord needs kaiju.
Sure, yeah.
He needs kaiju minions. That's what anyway.
So
Francisco, I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Why is your map way on to the right and not down here?
just because that made the most sense for orienting it in this Tabletopia app for 4 players.
Okay.
Because otherwise you have one way like over here and then they're constantly scrolling back and forth. So
But there isn't 4 players.
I know,
Shouldn't
but
you be down here?
everything's already set. And so
Okay.
my camera, if I were to
I
press
understand.
1, it zooms into the one up here. So that's just
Okay.
how it goes. Good question,
All right.
though.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. All right, so we all start out at the Galmany Junkyard, and now I'm going to explain how movement works, and what we do when we get to our next sort of location. So when we move, that's called the travel part of our turn, and then you do the camp part of your turn. And camp is an acronym. It stands for complete a quest, augment your juggernauts, meet the locals, or patrol the bounds. So what we're going to do is we're all...
So talking to the NPCs.
Don't go there, Nathan. But as a sort of tutorial, we're all going to do each of those things. We're all going to do most of those things together. And we're all going to do the same thing so that everyone gets a flavor for what happens every time we move. So to start, and this is just, before I get there, let me explain movement real quick. You'll see on I totally forgot. Real quick, I always say real quick, even though there's so many real quick things. To determine who goes first, we're gonna compare our speeds together. So to get your speed, and also your attack strength, but to get your speed, you're gonna add the value of your 2 leg metals together. That's your speed. And if you ever need your attack strength, it's your 2 arm metals. So if you look at the numbers on the tracker, on your leg tracker, if you add those together, what is your speed? So for instance, my speed would be pretty low. It's 6. Zabe or Nathan, what's your speed?
I got lucky number 13.
13. And how about you, Zabe?
14.
14. Okay.
Aww.
So Zabe is going to go first. So I'm going to move his right here. And then we're going to go clockwise. So I will go next. And then Nathan, you're going to be going last.
All right.
All right. So I'm moving things over here in the right corner of the map. There's this travel tracker. Essentially what happens is when you move, so I'm going to pretend I'm Zabe here, and I can move the number of locations. Each of these circles on the map with the icon is a location. The number of locations you can move is the sort of the row number on the map. So for instance, if I'm Zabe and I want to move to this quest marker, this exclamation point, that's essentially 3 locations away. So there'd be 1, 2, 3. And because I'm on the 3 row of the travel tracker, that's how far I can move. If I wanted to move up here, I can't do it because that's 4 locations away and I can only move 3 locations. But you move to any location that's connected by these dashed lines. Those are the roads. You can also move across this bit or run, because there's a ferry. The 2 ferries travel between there. That acts as a road, this sort of river. But that's how movement works, is the number of locations is dictated by this travel tracker row. And when you move, your fuel cube, that's what we call it, the fuel cube goes down 1. It doesn't go down the number of locations you moved. It just goes down 1. So you rush as fast as you can to a location, and then you catch your breath, but you have a little less energy. So you rush a little bit less far to the next one. Okay, catch your breath. Then you rush and then you get slower and slower each time, but it's not like you spend all your fuel in one go. So we'll do this together so you can all see how that works. But that's how movement works. So we're all going to travel, then we're all going to camp, and to begin, let's actually all travel to Fixer's Ferry. So Zabe, would you move your Riviera token to Fixer's Ferry? Yep. So that's your movement. And when you move, you're going to move your fuel down 1. All right. Awesome. And I'm going to do the same thing because we're all going to be doing these things together for the start of the game. And I move my fuel cube down 1. And you're going to do the same. Nathan? Yep. Fuel cube down 1. All right. So we've all traveled. Now we're all going to camp. And again, camping is essentially choosing one of those things in the acronym. Again, if you're not sure what the acronym stands for, go to your player aid card, flip it. Flip it to the part.
Sorry,
Thank you.
You're illustrating it.
Sorry, I took your card for that. You can have your card, Nathan. Sorry, I can just take this card over here. Let me do this. No. Let me do this. Okay. So I'll use this one to, darn it. I just messed everything up. Oh, Francisco, why would you do that? Okay. So camping, the acronym, just as a help, will be on your player aid card saying what each one does. But to start, let me get that out of there. Oh my goodness, Francisco, put you over there. To start, none of us have quests. So we're going to each augment our Juggernaut. And the way augmenting works is you're going to take 2 dice, you're going to roll them, then you're going to subtract the lower number from the higher number, and whatever number that is, let's say you rolled a 3 and a 1. So the difference is 2. You get to then augment or increase your metal in any of your limbs by 2. So you could do increase 1 in one limb and 1 in another. You could put 2 into one limb, anything like that. So Zabe, since you're first, you get to
Hold on
camp.
real quick.
Oh yeah,
Sorry, I got a question.
Yeah.
So we are augmenting.
Yes.
So on the player aid, so camp, complete an open quest, augment your Juggernaut, meet the locals, or patrol the bounds.
Yes.
I can do any of those 1 items.
Yes. After you travel, yeah.
What is all these things below it?
So that's all the meeting the locals thing. So whenever you choose to meet the locals, that's location based. So if you're on Ashley's Haberdasher, you do that thing. If you're on Eldrick and Arc, you do that.
I'm rolling dice now.
Yes. So you roll 2 dice. And to roll, you can shift select to get multiple dice. I'll just bring some over here for us. So you shift select to select them both, Zabe. And then you're going to press R, and you can spam R to really get a random roll. But once you've so you rolled, so you get 3, and you don't have to do this each time, but just as illustration, 3 minus 2 is 1 metal. So you can increase any.
Wait.
Oh,
hold on.
Yeah.
You put it on the wrong thing, right?
Yeah, I mean these are the same. It's just I was just using that because it was closest. But yes, here you go.
Don't steal Nathan's card.
All right, sorry. It's just in the middle, so it's like equidistant. Sorry about that. So,
he's doing it on his card too, right?
Well, yeah. Well, it's not. We're doing you first, and then we'll do Nathan. And
I'm
then
waiting
we'll
my
do-
turn.
Yeah.
I see. These don't stay on this card for me.
No, they don't. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I rolled a 5. What's that? 2 minus 3, or 3 minus 2, whatever.
Yep.
And what does this do for me?
So 3 minus 2 equals 1. So you get to put 1 metal into any limb. So you can choose 1 limb that's not fully upgraded yet and put 1 metal. Increase the tracker by 1.
Okay. So the numbers on the cards, they're showing our base, and the tracker will determine our actual.
So the tracker doesn't determine the upgrade amount. So there's your green card has a 2 for the base model, but a 4 for the upgrade. 4. Yeah, up to 4 for this one, up to 8 for the left arm. Yeah.
All right. So legs are all the way
Dale.
done up. So I'm gonna min max here.
Okay. All right. So Now that's the first
So
part.
sorry,
Yeah,
I'm
you're
trying
fine.
to understand.
Yeah.
I've moved them one
Mhm.
because that's the difference between the dice that I rolled. So if I
Exactly.
rolled a 1 and a 6, I would have had a lot more.
Exactly. If you had rolled like a 6 and a 2, you could go up 4 on
Yeah.
so like 2 and 2 or
So
3
that was
and
a
1.
really crappy roll.
Exactly. Yes. And not as crappy as rolling like doubles because then you
Yeah.
get nothing. But yes,
That's an interesting dynamic or
I was
mechanic.
gonna say, yeah.
So the most you could augment is 5 at a time. The least is 0.
It's a good mechanic, Francisco. Well done.
Thank you. I stole it from another game. So.
I'm giving you all the credit.
Oh yeah. I mean, I came up with it totally. All right. So there's a few things that happen with augmenting. That's the first part. The second part is if there's a card in your hand you'd like to switch out with a card in your Juggernaut body, you can do one switch. So let's say, okay, I just got this new card. When's the time I can switch it out with the card on my Juggernaut? Okay. Augmenting is a time you can do that. So Zabe, is there a card in your hand you want? Go ahead.
Okay. That's not an either or.
No, these
Right,
are all
okay.
things that happen for augmenting.
Okay.
So you don't have, that's an optional thing. You don't have
I'm
to
not
do it,
going to.
Okay. All right.
I'm not going to improve my mech, so forget it.
Okay. And then
Nice try, Francisco. Not falling for it.
are you sure you don't want to do
Yeah,
that, Zabe?
I'm sure. That's a sucker play right there.
Okay. Then in addition to augmenting, it gives you a chance to rest. Where'd this 2 card come from?
It was
I think I grabbed it on mistake.
Oh, okay. Was it in any?
I don't know where it came from, but I know I had it in my hand for a second.
Oh, weird. Okay. I'm just going to put it back. I'll put it in the junkyard for now. I'm not sure why that's there, but okay. Regardless, you also get to move your fuel cube up because you're resting while you're like fiddling with your Mac, trying to because we just built these out of a junkyard, guys. So that's why augmenting is like, okay, let me take some time to like tweak these wirings or infuse this part with magic. You know, you try and make it a little bit
solar
better.
powered. I got my solar power. I'm sitting in the sun.
Yours would be technically hydroelectric because you're water.
I was going to say, congratulations, Elon.
So,
Hydropower then.
yes, yours would be hydropowered, I guess, if you're going with the
hydrogen, fuel of the future.
not hydrogen. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so you get
Hydrogen is part of water.
you get to move your fuel cube up actually 2
parts
when
of
you
it,
augment, Zabe. So you'd go up to the 5 actually.
Word.
Yeah. So augmenting will
Why do I go to? Sorry. Why do I go
because that's just augmenting. You get to move your fuel up 2.
That's just how the game works.
That's just how it works, yeah. But because augmenting is kind of a selfish action, because you're just like focusing on just making yourself better, it does cause something called corruption spread. So this is another rule I'm throwing at you guys. So corruption spread is indicated by these skulls at the bottom of the board. When all these skulls, so for instance, let's say one comes out here. And these will come out and be put on the roads throughout the game as we go. They will come out whenever we do an augment or when we've all taken our camping. When the last person goes, that's sort of the day. And as we're sleeping, corruption will spread. So we'll roll for overnight corruption spread. But these will come out as we're playing the game. The higher that
this other component that you may have noticed on the travel track is called the Warlord Power Multiplier. The higher this is, the more the corruption comes out each time there's a corruption spread. Right now, only...
Oh, no. It's a pandemic mechanic.
Yes, exactly. Right now, only 1 is coming out. And I don't know if you guys are watching my stream and you're wondering, why is Francisco's head a mechanical guy now? That's just has something else to do with the stream. So don't worry about that. I don't think you guys are seeing that. I don't think.
No, I'm seeing it.
Wait, you guys are seeing it on Video
Yes.
Ninja? Oh
Yes.
yeah. Okay.
You are a giant rocket-powered head.
Well, it's still me, guys. So don't worry about that. It'll go away eventually. Don't worry about it. If it's distracting, let me know and I'll turn that off. So.
I was looking at the game screen. I didn't even know this was here. And now I'm seeing this and I'm like, I want one.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, so Zabe, because you're the one who did an augment, I mean, we're all going to do this, but because you augmented, you're going to roll 1 dice, a 1d6, and that will dictate where corruption spreads. Okay, you rolled I think that's a 4. Okay, so there's these little numbers by several of the locations on the map, mainly the 4 main saves, but also the junkyard, and they're labeled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you rolled a 4. So corruption will spread out of port powers. So we'll put corruption by the road that's clear nearest port powers, which is right there. All right, so yeah, I neglected to say, when all these corruptions are spent, that is one of the ways the warlord is triggered. So if all these are out of these stacks at the bottom, the final confrontation with the warlord will be triggered. So be aware of that as we go. All right, so that was Zabe doing his augment. Go ahead, Zabe. Yeah.
I think it's important to note for the people, for the kids, for the children.
Yeah.
Watching the live
the
stream
children.
right now. Watching the live stream right now. According to my therapist, self-care is not a selfish act.
Oh.
And should not be considered a corruption. So I just want to say, be good to yourself. Take some self-care every now and then. It's fine.
That is a valuable point. Unless you're playing Junkyard Juggernauts, then there's no time for you. Help the innocents. No, that's very fair, Zabe. Thank you. And welcome, Sway Knight / Bobo. I'm listening and I wondered what had happened. Oh, to what? Oh, because my voice changes to a lower, like, robotic when I'm this robot face. So you.
Oh, it doesn't sound like that to me.
Zabe and Nathan, because I'm in the sort of the green room with you, you're not going to hear that. If you're listening on the stream, I would sound.
Is this on Twitch?
Yeah, Twitch and YouTube and Rumble. Dale says, you wave a wand.
I can't see the chat.
Yeah. You wave a wand just right. He might start singing about yellow baskets. Yellow baskets? What? I don't get it. But okay. So Zabe, you just moved, you camped, and you chose the augmenting for your camp. Now, Nathan, or actually now it's me because that's the order. So now I am going to augment. So I'm going to take this die. I'm going to roll these 2 die, and I get 4 minus 3. So I only get to augment 1 also, Zabe. So you're not alone. You're not alone. So
if you keep pushing R, it like just keeps on rolling them well.
Exactly.
Like
That's
that?
what I do.
Okay.
I just spam R. Otherwise, because I don't trust a computer's randomizer so well for just like, if I just press it 1, it's probably 5, but it makes me feel better.
Well, because you did that, you got such a rad roll. So
Yeah.
I can see why you did it.
Yeah, of 1 metal increase. Yeah, it's great, very rad. But anyway, so I likewise, I increased that in 1 of my arms. I likewise am going to move my fuel up 2. I am not going to switch out any cards in my hand with ones in my Juggernaut. And now I too will roll for a corruption spread. So roll a 3. All right. So for corruption, I don't care. I just roll once. But when it matters to me, that's what I roll on. So now corruption will spread by Ray's Hutch, which is up here in the Northlands. And now I am done. So Nathan, now it is your turn. So go ahead.
So shift.
Shift to select multiple things. Yep.
All right, and then I just keep hitting R.
Yeah, and then when you
stop. Okay.
yeah, and then just stop whenever you want to be done. Okay, you
2.
roll.
Oh.
Yeah. So you get to now. However, for you, it's kind of a moot point because you're already fully upgraded. You haven't lost any in combat, so this doesn't really help you as much. But you still get to move your fuel up 2. And if you did want to change out any of the cards in your Juggernaut with ones in your hand, you could do that as well.
No, I'm okay for now.
Okay. Very good. And then roll for corruption spread, please. Oh, okay. So Dale says a Tiska, a Tasket, a tote, a yellow basket. So it's from a cartoon from long ago. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So roll a 5. Okay. So corruption will come out by Swift right there. All right. So now we have all augmented. Fantastic. Now we're going to do the next thing. Now we're gonna travel again, but we're going to do a different thing for our. We've all practiced augment. Do you guys feel like you have a good sense of what augmenting your Juggernaut is like? How to do that? What it does?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So now, Zabe, I'd like you to move to this. It looks like a little tent, and this is a brigand camp, and we're all going to meet the locals of a brigand camp. So if you move Riviera to here, please. And then, even though you only moved one way, you're still moving your fuel cube down one. Exactly. And then I'm going to do the same thing. And I'm going to move down one. And then, Saffron, you're going to do the same, or Nathan, you're going to do the same thing. Awesome. Okay, so for me and the locals at a brigand camp, there's a few things that can happen. You can, and we're all going to do the first one, which is gambling. In the official rules, it's called debauching, but it's essentially you're going to either pay a potion, which again, you have potions in your hand in the cards. There's potions as part of those cards. I wouldn't use a potion. I will let you choose that. If you really want to do that, you can, but you can either pay a potion or pay 2 metal because you're getting into a brawl. You're like, no, I want those goods you got over there, brigands. So you're doing one or the other. You're gambling with them for those, or you're brawling. Indicated by either paying a potion for the pay-in or using metal. Yes, hey now you're a brawl star, exactly. So we're each going to so you could gamble, that's one thing. You could disband it. We're not going to do that now because that's something I'm going to let you guys choose if you want to do later. But disbanding, essentially, you're going to roll however many dice are equate to the Warlord Power Multiplier, which right now is 1, so you'd roll 1 dice. And you would lose that much metal, but you would gain a heroic feat. But then the camp is essentially canceled. You disbanded, so there's no more brigand camp there to gamble at anymore. If you're the warlord, you also get a add perk. I'm not going to go into that right now. You could read it there. But I'd like us all to practice gambling because it's actually going to help us understand another element of Junkyard Juggernauts, which are amplify rolls. So since Zape, would you like to pay a potion from one of the cards in your hand, or would you like to just pay 2 metal?
Kind of like the cards in my hand.
Okay. Yeah.
I can
personally, I'm going to pay
I
2
can
metal.
grab one.
So I mean, it's up to you though.
I was going to say, I don't have any potions.
They're in the cards in your hand. So if you look on the right side of the cards in that black strip, there's these things that some have said they look like doorknobs. Those are potions, but on their side.
What, in my hand?
Yeah. You have 2 cards in your hand, right?
Yeah, I'm looking. Oh, okay. Yeah, it looks like a little. Yeah, I see it. It's from one angle, it looks like a bottle. From this angle, it looks like a doorknob.
Yes, exactly.
So you recommend doing the metals?
Yes.
All right, that's the pro move. So I got to move 2 metals. Okay, so
you're losing 2, and you can choose where you lose them from. You just can't, if like your leg and arm were at the same point, you can't like take it away from your leg. You'd have to take it away from your arm.
All right, and there's no. I guess if they go down to 0, they're lost.
Not quite. If they go down, so I'm Nathan. If you want to watch this, I'm looking at Zabe's mat.
All right.
So let's say you're fighting Zabe, and this arm, you took 2 damage, and you took it to this arm. So 1 and then 0. So essentially, what that equates to, essentially this arm, it's still there. It's just not functional for anything. But if you were to take damage to that arm again, it would be destroyed and you would lose it. So 0, if your metal goes to 0, then your arm's still there. You could still potentially heal it. But if it does get hit again, it is destroyed. And then you can't get it back. Does that help you understand that? Okay, yeah.
So what's the strategy, Francisco?
Personally, I would take
have...
1 from each leg and just have a little less speed. That's what I would do.
Yeah. It's not going to affect me, and as far as my movement goes.
No. Yeah. Once we've done that first sort of like speed check, it can dictate in terms of if you team up to fight a junk golem, who's ever faster does get to attack the junk golem first. But other than that, it doesn't affect your movement across the land or anything like that.
Well, my arm strength isn't going to increase so much that I need to support them with the legs so much.
Yeah.
So
I think that's a good call. All right. So you have now paid the 2 mil. You got in a scrap with the brigands. So what you get for your payment is dictated by, you're going to roll 3d6.
I'm sorry, is this the gambling?
No, this is you brought. I mean, it's you get the same end result. I'm just flavoring it, whether you're using metal or using a potion as gambling or getting into a brawl. Don't worry about that. That's just sort of the thematic element of it. But mechanically, you pay 2 metal or you paid a potion. Now you get to roll 3 dice. So real quick, just so I understand. Yeah.
Gambling, I mean, paying the potion would mean losing those cards, losing a card.
Yes. Keep in mind, though, don't feel like that's always going to be the case, because on the back of a lot of these corruption, as well as these disables, you're going to be earning potions, and they'll go in this potion bag, and then you could use those potions instead.
Yeah, because I feel like losing metal's a steep price.
Oh, okay. I mean,
I don't know, because I've clearly never played before.
So and
I'm curious what I'm about to get. So I'm rolling 3d6.
Okay, 3d6. Yes, I'm not sure why you're stacking those, but I try to give those to Zabe to roll.
Oh, sorry.
Because when it's not your turn, you stack dice. Is what you do.
Yes.
Have you ever played a game before?
Apparently not. Because yes, I do. I will stack dice. That's an unfortunate habit.
No worries. Okay. So this isn't.
Look at that roll.
It's not really a great roll, but it's not bad. So on the other side of these little square things where we all did our augment juggernaut, if you flip that over, oh, sorry, I did that for you. There's something called amplifying rolls. So you're not essentially, an amplify roll happens in combat, but it also is used for these gambling things. So just so you learn about what you can get if you amplify, here's what you can get. Was that a 6? I could have sworn that was a 5 just now. Maybe it was a 6.
I mean, I didn't.
Okay, yeah, we'll just say it's a 6.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
That's actually. Maybe it was a 5.
Yeah, that's so weird. I could have sworn that was a 5, and that was a 3, and that was a 1. It's like they all went up by 1. How about this? Would you mind just rolling again, Zabe?
I think I moved it over and it might have rolled it.
Yeah, which is weird. I don't know. It doesn't really have that type of physics, but whatever. Okay, no, this is a better roll. We'll just go with this.
All right.
So essentially what this equates to is a 4 equates to a 4. You get to increase your mel by 4. And a 2 equates to you get 2 potions. So when you do a gambling or a debauching with the brigands, you get to pick 2 results from the 3. So 2 of these are kind of the same. So you really just have 2 results. I mean, actually, you could get 4 potions out of this if you don't want metal. But those are your options. You can get 4 potions, 4 metal and 2, or 4 metal and 2 potions. So which would you like from that?
I don't know. For some reason, I feel like I want to get more metal.
Okay.
I don't know if that's a smart move or not.
Yeah. No, that's good. So yeah, you could increase. I
move 4. So there's 2.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I could move it all the way up.
You could, or you could put that mel back into your legs, how you want to do it.
I don't know. I want to be nice and even.
Okay. All right. Perfect.
Symmetrical. I don't know. That's just my instinct.
Yeah. I totally get that. And now you get these 2 potions. So, and then you put them down in your potion bag on your player mats. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are these specific potions, like unique potions?
No, they function just like the potions in your cards, and so there's nothing else.
Oh, so they're like uses of the potions that I have current.
Yeah. Like if you had these, you could have paid this instead of paying your metal for this little gambling thing. Yeah.
So on my little card here, sorry.
No worries, you're fine.
It says, "Is the potion a magic leak?" on this card that I have, you can't see my screen.
No, on Magic League, it has one. So the potion is like, there's a little separator to try to make that it's distinct from the Amplify. They don't have anything to do with each other. Yeah. Magic League is the Amplify. The potion is its own thing.
So what does a potion do then?
All right, we'll get into that when we do Patrolling the Bounds, which is the next thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so I'm going to do a quick gambling. So I'm going to lose 2, and I have to lose it from that one.
Of course, I could just read burn a potion to do 1, and then there's words there.
Yes, that is
use your words.
Yeah. Helps to read.
Use your big boy words.
Oh my goodness. All right, so I'm going to roll. I paid 2 metal. I'm going to roll to see what I get. All right, I got the same result. Okay, so I am gonna take 4 metal as well and 2 potions. So let me do that. Flip those over. Put those in my potion bag.
Okay, so we flip over the Ghostbusters logos. Get potions. Got it.
Yes, I guess you could think of it in that way. Oh my word. All right, and now I am done. And now, Nathan, you're going to do the same thing. So lose 2 metal, or if you want to lose a card from your hand, that's fine too.
No, I'll do the 2 metal. So can I take it out of like the beefy leg over here?
Yeah, you can take it out of anywhere as long as your leg never goes below your arm.
Okay, there we go. Alrighty. Even though Francisco is regretting having me on here. Right now.
I'm not regretting that. No.
I know. I'm just giving you a hard time. Oh.
Okay. So this is slightly different. Okay. So I'm glad this is showing a little bit of difference. Okay. Again, a 2 is 2 potions. And by the way, guys, you'd never have to put these on these cards. It's just to help you see what they are.
I like the.
A 4 is 4 metal, and a 5 is a shield. And the shields are up above the corruption. You get essentially 1 shield icon. What a shield does is it blocks all. Okay, let's say you get attacked for 100 damage. That doesn't really happen anymore. It used to in earlier versions of the game. It doesn't happen anymore. But let's say you got hit by 100 damage attack. If you had a shield, the shield would absorb all but 5 of that damage. So it essentially absorbs all but 5 damage of any attack, and then it's spent. So, and it just stays on you until it's used. So you can only have 1, but that is an option if you want to take a shield, Nathan. So you get to pick 2 of these results.
So I get a shield, 2 metals, or what's the 4? A potion?
2 potions or 4 metal.
Oh, 2 potions. Or 2 potions, 4 metal, or a shield.
Yeah, you get 2 of the 3 of those.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I have to pick 2 of these. 2 of these 3 options. Well, I'll take the 4 metals, and just to do something a little different, I'll grab a shield.
Okay.
Just to see what it does. So I'll grab my shield.
And I usually just put that on my torso body somewhere. You can put it wherever you go.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then 2 metals.
4 metal.
No,
so,
4 metals.
Yeah, they match up with the die faces as best as possible. So like,
I can get these back on my beefy arm, on my beefy leg, and then.
And I think you're full up everywhere else.
Yeah, I am.
And for some reason, I'm not seeing your left arm, so I'm going to do a quick refresh, just so I can hopefully see it again.
What the heck happened to my arm?
Oh, do you not see it either?
I don't see it.
Oh. Let me refresh and see if that fixes it for me. Because sometimes Tabletopia will do this. It's to like mimic real life, guys. When you just have a card on the table and it just phases out of existence, I'm sure that happens to you all the time.
Wait.
Oh, did you find it? Because I'm seeing you put it.
It appeared. A card just dropped in there.
There was a card chilling way down low on the table.
Weird. Okay.
I think Bobo did it.
Yeah, Bobo, why'd you gotta go and do that, Bobo?
Yeah, okay. It's the same thing. It just like boom, it just appeared. And I'm like, did Francisco make this happen? What's going on?
I mean, I don't think so. Now we're also missing the a little cube. So I'm going to steal one from
What happened
the
to my
player-
sugar cube?
from the player that's not playing. All right, so there you go.
Bravo. Jeez.
Bravo!
So I think you're full on all your things. So that's you. So the extra mallow goes wasted essentially. But okay. So now we have all. Oh, and I forgot one thing before. So we forgot the overnight corruption spread from the turn before, and we're about to do overnight corruption spread for this turn. So I usually have the person that goes last in the turn order to do it. So Nathan, would you roll one die for last night, which we forgot to do?
Okay.
All right, a 4. So that's going to come out at port by port powers.
Yeah.
I'll go right there.
I appreciate the fact that Tabletopia doesn't just automatically do all the rules, so there is still that human error of forgot to do something.
Yeah. It's not as like I know Board Game Arena is it makes it so you can't do things you're not supposed to do, but which is nice in a lot of ways, but it doesn't allow you to like, you know what, I want to home rule this for this time. So
Yeah.
Okay, and now roll for the overnight corruption spread for this night that we have.
All right.
One. Okay. So that's coming out by the Junkyard. All right, guys. And you may be asking, okay, can we get rid of this corruption? Because all the corruption that's on the map will go to help the warlord at the end of the game. So how we get rid of it is you just travel over, whenever you travel over corruption, any corruption you travel over, you can take all of it or none of it. You can't pick like one, but not other corruption you pass over. And then that goes into the little corruption serve spot on your player board it's like opposite side of the potions. And at Eldrick Arc, Ashley's Haberdasher, you can pay to cleanse those corruption and they become potions. Or if we unlock Seneschal, that's a way to cleanse corruption for free. So Bobo says #Harbinger of board gaming chaos. That's about right, Bobo. All right, so that's just a little bit about corruption. Any questions about meeting the locals? I know that was a very isolated version. So meeting the locals at Brigand Camp, that's what you do. It's different at each place, and what you can do is on your player aid card. If you're not sure what a place does, some of the places don't say what they do. Like Fixer's Ferry, they're mainly just location points between the two ferries. But regardless, any questions about any of that we just did, guys?
No.
Okay. All right. Finally, we are going to do something called patrolling the bounds. And before I say, okay, you just go do your own thing now, guys. So patrolling the bounds, Zabe, will you please move to this village over here? So these some people have said it looks like a little spider. It's a village.
Spider, why can't it be both? Spider Village.
Good point. Now, because
Spider Village.
Yeah, and move it down one, exactly. Because you moved across this corruption, you can elect to take it if you'd like. And it won't hurt you or anything. It's essentially taking away.
Corruption never hurts people. Well, I'm not sure I believe you. You can take this corruption. It won't hurt you.
I've seen Star Wars. I know how this works.
You know, let me backtrack that because you guys are right.
Take this corruption. It won't hurt you. It sounds like something someone would say if they're trying to corrupt someone.
Everyone's doing it, safe.
I was gonna say I've seen Revenge of the Sith. I know how this ends.
Well,
I don't think this corruption.
It ends with Order 66 and a lot of dead children.
Okay.
If I don't take this corruption, the other guys are going to think I'm a creep.
Let me rephrase. When, you know how I said at the beginning, or maybe you don't recall, and that's fine if you don't, but at the beginning I mentioned how when we defeat the first junk golem, one of us is going to draw the warlord card, and then we're the acolyte, we're the warlord. But that it can change hands. How it changes hands is if, let's say, I'm the warlord, and I have no corruption on me. If I go to the same location as Zabe, or I pass across the location where Zabe is, like let's say I'm down here at the Gummy Junkyard, and I go up here to this quest item, because and this is after the warlord is known, because first junk golem, the warlords, one of us picks it, and then it's secret. After we defeat the second junk golem, whoever has the warlord card is revealed, so we know it from that point on. If it's revealed and I were to pass by Zabe, because you have 1 corruption and I have 0, the warlord card would pass to you because it wants to go to the most corrupted individual. So yes, corruption does matter in that regard. At this point in the game, it doesn't matter, is what I was trying to say. So, all right. So you move there. I am likewise going to move over here to this village and move this
Do
down.
I do anything at that village on my turn?
We are, because we all travel
Okay.
and then we all camp.
Okay.
So, all right. And Nathan, move your fuel cube down 1. All right. So now we're going to do something called patrolling the bounds. Patrolling the bounds is essentially you suspect that wherever location you're at, a beast is going to attack, and when you know, you were right. So this is gonna be your guys' first taste of combat in this. Dale says, take this corruption and junk it. No, you can't junk it. So to patrol the bounds, Zabe, you're going to be taking 2 cards from the deck. So, and you're going to be placing one above the other. So if you want to take the next card and put it down here, you could do that. Yeah, not into your hand, but on the board. Yep. And now F to flip them over, and we'll see what you're fighting. All right. So this is another way the flavor text.
Fighting the devil.
This is another way the flavor text comes in. So you take the sort of the left leg of flavor text and the right of the top card and the right leg of the bottom card to make the beast. So you are facing a rush spider. So that's what you're
Rush spider.
Yes. It has a attack strength of 2 because you're just looking at the base metal for this beast. Because if the cards matched, then the beast is fully upgraded. But because the arms and legs don't match, it's just the base amount. So attack strength of 2 and a speed of 3. And this rush spider, because it gets to attack you first, though, because if the legs were a water type, you would sense it coming. But this is a very cunning rush spider, and because its legs are earth type, you do not sense it coming, so it gets to attack you first.
Yeah, cunning rush spiders are my least favorite.
Of course, yeah. Much worse than the optimistic rush spiders. Okay, so here's how combat works, guys.
Sorry, I got some comments to make.
Okay, go for it.
I think it is very clever how the cards fit together to make the little monster like that.
Oh, thank you.
The arms and the feet, kind of the top part and the bottom part.
Mhm.
I see it now. Like the way the cards are kind of like built. At times it's awkward to see them, but now I see why you did it the way you did it, and I think it's very clever.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And the flavor text bit is very clever as well. I like that.
Thank you.
It's not apparent.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't know it without you telling me, but I think it's really clever.
Thank you. The part about the beast is in the rule book. The part about your Juggernaut class name, that's not really, that's not in the rule book, just because there's no place for me to fit it in. And it didn't really make a difference in the game. So that's just something you guys are privy to that special knowledge. So congratulations.
The cool kids who know the creator of the game, they get the inside scoop.
Exactly.
So we get to sit at the cool kids table during lunch?
Yes.
Finally.
Yes. Jail says, no slowpoke arachnids? No, not here. And thank you for the follow Monster Island Phil bot. Whoa, who's this guy?
Yeah, I was just like, I should probably start following people on these apps.
Oh, my word. Okay, why are you whomping me? Death to Smotron, Ashley? Wow.
What?
It's the little, so the robotic head you guys are seeing is called Smotron. So that's she, and Ashley doesn't like it. So why are you licking me?
When I was kind of looking at the stream a little bit, see what was going on, I did see, I saw a rage meter at the bottom, and it went up, and I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, and
we need to be concerned.
So So Ashley, you're gonna have to wait a few minutes because you only get to do something that will contribute to the rage meter every like 2 minutes. So try a rip again, and then you'll get rid of Smoke Trump because I think you're almost to the Womp Train.
Francisco has died one time.
I haven't died yet. Okay, let's get to combat here so Zabe could fight this rush spider. Okay, so combat is broken up into an attacker and defender that then switches roles. The attacker takes actions, the defender takes reactions to those actions. So for these creatures and for any of the NPC baddies like the junk golems or anyone else, they're going to do certain things, and I'm just going to tell you guys what they are. They're in the rule book. If you ever play this game, there's a whole, essentially, well, you guys can't see, but it's just if you actually want to, there in the lower left hand corner, there's a little document icon. That's for the game rules. If you want to go and look this up yourself, this would be on page. Let's see. If according to the PDF, it'd be on page 23, and that sort of gives the flow chart of what happens during these combat. It's the combat steps page. But I'm just going to tell you so you guys don't have to reference that each time for the sake of this play. So, Zabe, what this Rush Spire is going to do is it is going to take a total attack action against you. A total attack action means it's just going to damage you for its attack strength, and you get to pick where that damage is going to go. But you can take a reaction to that damage, and your reactions are listed on your player board. So if you guys want to hover over Zabe's player board of Riviera and press spacebar, I'm going to describe this. So your reactions, if you're looking at, are on the right side. Your actions are also on the left side, and these are the same for all characters. Your reactions and actions, these base ones are the same for everyone. So you can look at any of these and they're the same. But the reactions for Riviera or any of us are Dispel. So you can cancel an action, the little arrow means action, with a potion. That's a little potion icon. So if you just, Zabe, let's say you're getting attacked for 2 damage, you just don't want to take any of it, you can pay one of your potions that you now have to just mitigate that damage. Just cancel it out. If the Rush Spire happened to have potions, it could try to overpower that Dispel, and then we get into this Dispel Overpower contest, which is where you each pay in more and more potions, and whoever pays in last wins the contest and gets their result, whether it's cancel out the attack or the action or overpower the Dispel of the action. So that's one possible reaction. Another reaction below Dispel is something called Speed Block. That's if your speed is higher than the attacker's speed. You can lose no metal, but you have to disable your highest metal limb. Essentially, you're like, let's say your leg is super strong with metal. You're able to move so fast that you bring up your whole leg in front of your body and just absorb the hit with that leg. So it goes insta-numb and gets disabled. So if a limb is disabled, it's very prone to being destroyed, because if it takes any more damage, it will be destroyed. Much like if you've lost all your metal in a limb, it can be destroyed. You'll be back in a few minutes, Ashley. Oh my gosh. But that is a way to keep from taking any loss to your metal. And disabled limbs, all disables come off after combat. So when combat's all wrapped up, disables will come off. You don't have to heal them or anything else. If you need to heal them in combat, you can burn a potion to do that, but they will come off after combat. And then finally, counterattack is something you can only do if you have charges on your character. The charges are these little colored cubes that I put above your player boards at the start of the game. You don't have any right now because you haven't got any heroic feats. So right now you can't counterattack. You can dispel, you can speed block, you could also just take the damage if you wanted to. There isn't really a good tactical reason to do that, but if you want to, you can. So Zabe, if you have any questions about any of that, I know that was a lot, let me know, but I will ask, how would you like to react to this attack of 2 damage?
I don't know why PaulJPowers.com thinks this game's complicated. I have no idea why he'd say that.
Where are you watching? PaulJPowers.com tell you this.
No, I was.
I think I was telling. Oh my gosh! Hold on, guys. I'm getting womp trained now, which
I was gonna
is
say it says you have died 2 times and rage level 2.
so. Yeah. Rage level has gone to 2. Now it's longer to get that Smotron guy. The womp train's hitting me. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Well, I don't want to take damage, so I gotta pay a potion. Yeah.
You can. Well, let's see. So let me ask you. This is a dumb question, but it's just to so that you're thinking about this potentially. Its speed is currently 3. What is your speed at, Zabe?
More than 3.
More than 3. So you can dispel with the potion. You can also speed block. And since
but doesn't speed block have a repercussion if I screw it up somehow?
only if you take more damage to the limb that is disabled from the speed block. So just so that you can have a sort of a forecast as to what will happen here. Let's say you speed block, you would disable your highest limb, which is this leg of which is your left leg. It gets disabled. Then it becomes your turn to attack. You can essentially one-shot this beast with your attack strength of, 5 plus 6, 11. Its HP, so to speak, is 4 plus 7, 4 plus 3 is 7. So you attack it for 11 damage. It has no way to mitigate that damage, so it will be destroyed. And then your disable will come off. So you're not in any real danger of losing of your limb being destroyed from speed blocking. But if you just want to practice losing a potion, you could do that as well.
Some of these terms are a little bit unfamiliar to me, Francisco.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
No, that's
So
fine.
it seems like getting a limb disabled sounds like a really bad thing to me. It sounds very severe.
It's not as severe as a limb being destroyed. So that's
my speed is greater than their attack.
And its speed is greater than its speed. So you're comparing your speed to the attacker's speed. The little sword icon means attacker.
Okay, so my speed is greater than the attacker's. So I lose no metal, but I disable my highest limb.
Yes.
And what does disabling mean again?
So disabling essentially means that, so you first off put a disable token on this. Now that means your speed is, you don't count this limb for your speed. You don't count it for any amplify rolls that you might take. So you wouldn't count toward any of those elements. And if it gets hit again, which it won't in this combat, but in future combats it might, this limb would be destroyed immediately and couldn't take any more metal damage. Even if its mel was all the way to 10 on the tracker, it would still be destroyed instantly if it's disabled.
So it attacked me, right? If I were, just so I understand.
Yeah.
If I were to just pay a potion to not get that attack, don't I get to attack back?
Yeah. That is a legitimate way to do it. Keep in mind, potions will be very crucial toward the end game or when facing the jungle. So that's why I'm saying you may want to speed block instead and keep the potions. But
so the advantage of speed blocking, so it becomes disabled. How do I repair that?
At the end of combat, all disables will just come off automatically.
Oh, okay. So there's no downside to becoming disabled unless I take another hit.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay. Well, I understand what you're trying to say. I understand what you're saying. I now digest it. Okay. So that happens, I guess. Right?
Okay.
So I put the disable token on this hitter, and then that's it on his attack.
Yeah,
right?
that was so his action and your reaction. So now the roles are flipped and you become the attacker.
Okay, so why did he get to go first?
Because beasts, when you're patrolling the bounds, if the beast's legs don't match your Mageneer's element, you don't sense it coming.
Right. Yeah. You said that to begin with.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, a lot. There's a
All right.
lot to keep track
They-
of. No worries.
They get to go first because they don't match my stuff.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so now it's my turn to attack. Yeah.
Now it's your turn to attack. So your options to attack, and this will be the same for you, Nathan, because the actions are the same. And our total attack, which is you're just like spraying and praying. You're just like whatever your attack strength is, you're doing that damage to the opponent. If you're playing against a player, they get to determine where the metal is removed from limbs. If you're fighting an NPC, beast or junkolum, the metal is removed in starting with the rightmost leg and then going in a back and forth clockwise manner. So if you're looking at the beast and you attacked it, the metal would come off like this. One from the leg, one from the arm, one from the leg, one from the arm, one from the leg, and just back and forth until all the metal, all the damage is accounted for.
Seems to me like you'd want to just hit those legs and then they're all imbalanced.
Well, so with Junkolums and Beasts and the Warlord, they don't follow the same unbalanced rule of the arms have to be less than or equal to the legs. So don't worry, I won't worry about that. But that is actually somewhat intuitive because with Beasts or Junkolums, if you destroy, let's say you destroyed his top half, all the arms, then all he's left, and he still has metal in his legs, he's going to do something called a destructive ram. He'll just essentially kamikaze you and just ram into you and do as much damage as he can with his legs, destroying himself in the process, but doing like a final damage to you. So, but if you destroy the legs first, then you don't have to worry about that. So let's say you did want to destroy the legs first. With a total attack, you can't really dictate that, but with a targeted attack, which is your next possible action, you could do that. So it's very similar to total attack, except you say, okay, I want to target this guy's legs. Then you're going to roll a d6. If you roll a 1, you just missed. You tried to target it, but they're a little too fast, or maybe maybe a bug was flying in front of you, you swatted at, I don't know what happened, but you missed the leg. If you roll between a 2 and a 5, you do your, whatever your attack strength is, you do that damage to the limb you targeted. And if you roll a 6, you do double damage to the limb you targeted. So that's target attack. Focus charge, you don't have any charges, so we're not going to worry about that right now. So really the question is for you, Zabe, do you want to do a total attack or a targeted attack? Right now, if you did...
So
go ahead.
Their health, dude's health is 5?
It's not quite 5 because it's the metal plus each of these count as their own like last HP. So you would, he essentially has 7 HP. It's the metal plus the limbs.
But to disable it, like if I did 2 sugar cubes at the top, his arms are disabled, and then another hit would
destroy the arms. Yes.
Right. Okay. So I know my attack is what?
So it's your 2 arm metals added together, not the cards, but whatever's on the tracks.
So that's a grip. It's 11. So that would that just work it?
Yeah, that would just destroy him because he has essentially he can take 7 damage. If he takes 7 damage, he'll be destroyed.
Okay.
So you just want a total attack then?
I mean, yeah, but I wish I had 7 total in one arm that I could like do it cool and do it with one arm behind my back. But now I can't.
You'll get your
no flair to it.
I imagine you'll get your chance.
Yeah.
And there's some flair
now,
to just
though, Francisco. Okay, yeah, I jacked this fool.
Oh, you jacked this fool.
I jacked this fool. Oh man.
So essentially,
This guy.
if you're curious what it might look like, if you look at your card,
Foolish.
if you look at your cards, Zabe, for your arms, your green card is like this buzzsaw thing. So you're like just like slicing through with a buzzsaw arm. And the other arm is sending out these lightning tornadoes, these mini lightning tornadoes at. So you're spinning around real fast and slicing through it. So that's pretty cool.
So I shoot out the lightning tornado and then I make my buzzsaw hand like air pressure it forward. Right?
Yeah, sure. I like that too. Yes,
that's exactly what I'm doing.
I was just saying, dude, I've seen Pacific Rim. I know how this is going to play
exactly.
out.
So you do a total attack. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the beast dies. All right. So
Where's my XP? I want my XP.
okay, you're not quite getting XP, but you will get some loot. So here's how loot works for beasts. First, you get to take off your disable from your leg.
Word.
So you can just put it up back with all the other disables, or put. Yeah, I can take care of it from. Oh,
I'll put it right there.
Don't give it to me.
okay. So that's first one. You don't have any amplify cards you used. Yeah, that wasn't done. Okay, and those are fine. Okay, so now now what you're gonna do, Zabe, is you can choose for the beast. You can choose if you like one of these cards that made the beast. You can take that card, but then you have to leave a card from your hand in its place. So do you like either of these cards more than the ones in your hand?
100%.
Okay,
I think. Yeah, because I can match up my 6s with this eater.
Okay.
Right? So I want to take this guy.
Okay.
What, I leave this one?
Oh, no. Not ones in your Juggernaut. Ones in your hand.
Oh, in my hand.
Yes.
I gotcha. All right. So, I see. So I need to compare which hands in my hands are better. So I cannot use the ones in my hand because they don't match my legs. Right? So the logic would be get rid of the ones that I can use instead of these ones I can't. Right?
I mean, you can use all of them for something, even if it doesn't match your color, but the ones that match your color, you have more utility to use with. Yes.
Well, yeah. I mean, because you can see my hand, right?
No.
You see what cards I have?
No, I can't. I can't see your guys' hand.
Okay.
If you want
I
to,
got a augmentable up to 9 and a 7.
Okay.
But I don't.
Those sound better than these two pieces, so I would hold on to those.
But my thoughts are: is it better to have something in your hand that you can use?
Hey, Rosie.
Opposed to a better card that you can't use, right?
Better.
Or because I can't use the cards in my hand unless I pick up other cards later to replace my legs with. Which that's a thing, right?
So let's do this. Since we're still all on the same team, do you mind putting your cards out like below your player mat just so I can see them, so I can speak to them better? Okay.
Can you see them now?
Yeah, I can see them now. Perfect. All right.
I'm just trying to get the logic here.
Yeah. So essentially, if you're just looking at power, yes, both these cards are better than the cards that are out here in the beast. So just from that factor, I wouldn't change out. The other thing to keep in mind is, I'm just going to rotate these real quick. And also, if you guys want to zoom in on a card and not without the space bar, you can press Z and it'll zoom in to wherever you're pointing, wherever your pointer is. So the amplify effects for these cards is another thing to consider. So the Drums of War amplify effect is good. However, because this is a green card and not a blue card, once you use that, you'll burn it. It'll just get junked. Same with the Magic Leak card, and you don't get anything. Even though the ones in the Beast, you get Fairy Aid, which is a healing card, and Overdrive, which increases your speed. I mean, those are good too, but those would also get burned. So I would say the only reason you might take one of the cards in the Beast, for even if it's lower, is if it were a blue card, because then you could potentially use it over and over again as opposed to these ones. So I'm not sure if you followed that, but long story short,
you know the game. I don't, so I'm trying to get the logic.
Yeah. The cards in your hand are better than the ones in the beast, so I wouldn't switch out anything.
Okay. So how do I get them back in my hand?
T to take them.
Take.
Yeah. All right.
So I get nothing then.
No, you don't get nothing. So now
I don't get nothing.
You don't get nothing. So, because we're all on a village, we actually went out with a hunting party from the village to patrol the bounds. So, to denote that, you get to roll 2 dice. Normally, you'd only roll 1. or you'd roll whatever the same number is of the Warlord Power Multiplier, which is 1, but because you're with a hunting party, you get to roll 2. So roll 2 dice. Okay, so what you wanted to roll was a 1. If you had rolled a 1, you would have...
Tell me that.
That's like you could have changed it. You would have
Watch, I'll
gone...
do it right now.
Oh my gosh. You would have gotten a reward...
That's called cheating.
I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't getting kids on your dog.
I just realized you're probably doubling Nathan. So let me fix that real quick. Okay, now you're fine. That is nothing on your end. That is mine. You would have gone. These quest cards have a reward associated with them, and if you had rolled a number that matches the Warlord Power Multiplier, you would have gotten one of those rewards essentially for free, almost like the beast had loot on him that dropped. Because you don't though, you still get to like take some. I just thought of this now. It's kind of like you're taking some of the. No, don't say it that way. That's horrible. You get 2 potions for this beast because you went with a hunting party. So you get. Let me flip these over. Flip. So you get 2 potions as loot.
2 potions because there's a 1 potion icon on each of these cars?
No. Great question. I could see why you'd think that, but no. The loot for a beast matches whatever the potions for a beast matches the Warlord Power Multiplier, which is currently set to 1. So you get 1 potion. You get 2 potions because you patrolled the bounds on a village. So you went out with a hunting party. You were able to take back more loot from the beast. So that's why you get 2 potions.
Because, like in all fantasy games, all creatures eat entire treasuries.
Yeah, that's how that works. I'm glad you realized that, Nathan.
Mm-hmm.
So, Nathan, what I'm going to have you do, normally I would do patrolling the bounds next, but I'll let you go next just so you can, because I know how combat works. I don't need a refresher in it, but
okay.
Let's let you do it. So I'm going to, these cards from the beast get put in the junk pile. Okay. And
all right.
Now we're going to draw 2 new cards for you. So go ahead and just click and drag 2 cards out. Put one on top of the other. I'm sorry, not like that. I meant like this. Yeah, good point. You did exactly what I said. I'm not sure how I would say this another way though.
Okay, so flip.
Yeah, flip them. All right. Oh. There you go. All right.
So what am I fighting?
You're fighting a fog demon. So watch out for this fog
demon.
Yeah.
Oh no. The worst kind.
So, and it has a attack strength of 1 and a speed of 3. So not too bad. And because, so let's see if you're paying attention, Nathan, the legs for this fog demon match your Imagineer. So what does that mean?
I know.
Remind me.
Zay, what does it mean?
That means he gets to act first, right?
Exactly. Yes. You
Okay.
get to attack first, Nathan.
That's right. I remember that now.
Yes.
All right.
So, again, the actions you can take are total attack
here.
or target attack. Now, something I botched Zabe. I'm sorry. My fault. I honestly don't think you probably wouldn't want to do either of these, but I should have said this just so that you know it's an option. Nathan, though, before you even take an action, you can do an amplify. So if you have a card in your hand, like for instance, will you put the cards out that are in your hand so I can see what they are?
Okay, so how do I put them out? Oh, okay.
Yeah, just like that.
There we go. All right.
Okay. So these are probably cards you would not want to play in this instance, but let's say you did. Let's say you decide, you know what, I'm going to, this guy's super bad news bears, and I want to disable one of his limbs. Before you take your action, you could play, let's say, I'm going to play this Magic League card on him. So then wherever this amplify effect is would get done, and it'd be disable any limb, and we would do that. But because you're amplifying wind, which is what this card is, you're amplifying wind across the whole land of Galmany. So anyone that has a wind card, a wind limb in their, not a wind card, a wind limb in their Juggernaut, or is the Wind Imagineer, which we're not playing with the Wind Imagineer, that limb would get a surge of magic coursing through it, which would result in an amplify roll. So let's say you amplified with this magic leak, Nathan. Zabe would get to roll 1 die because he has a wind arm, and I would get to roll 1 die because I have a wind leg. You wouldn't get to roll anything, Nathan, because you have no wind limbs. And let me retract that real quick. Actually, Zabe would get to roll 2 dice because he has 1 wind limb and he has the torso gem, which allows him to roll an extra die on amplify rolls. So, but because of these, what you have now, if you were to play this amplify effect, it would get junked right after it's used. If it were a fire magic leak, it would go down here into your used cards and it'd stay there for the rest of combat. But after combat, it'd go back in your hand and you could use it in your next combat. So, right. That's how amplifiers work. So you could put those back in your hand, Nathan.
So did I hear you right, Francisco? You're advocating for Nathan to take a magic leak on a fog.
No, I'm advocating he doesn't do it because it would be a waste. But
I see.
But Tish, yeah. Plus, it might set some things on fire.
Exactly. So we're
see your doctor if your magic leak starts on fire. The burning sensation on your magic leak.
Oh my word!
Take Snuffetol.
Oh my gosh! Okay, guys. So now, Nathan, your main 2 actions that you could take are total attack or targeted attack. I would say if you take a total attack, you would do a damage of. Well, let's see if you can tell me what is your attack strength currently, Nathan.
With my arms, I am sitting at 6.
Yes. So, and the damage this guy would need to take is 6. So if you just total attacked him, you would destroy him.
Okay.
All right.
Should I do that then? Is that the smartest move?
I would. That's what I would do.
All right. Let's one-shot him.
All right.
Bam.
So, and because total attack comes off this way, it'd be 1, then 2, then 3, then the arm is destroyed, then 4, and the leg is destroyed. 5. Exactly. The fog demon is destroyed. So now you don't have any disables, so nothing comes off. You have no cards that are used in your no used amplify cards, so those don't go back into your hand. So Nathan, now do you want either of these cards to change out with ones in your hand? I would say, since you have a magic leak that's a wind, I would change that out with this fire one because then you could use it over and over again.
Yeah.
But you don't have to if you don't want to.
That's what I will do then.
Okay.
Well, no, I'll take it.
Okay. And then put the other one back in.
See it. Oh, okay. That one?
Yep. All right. And now you will roll 2 dice because you're on a village with the rest of us. Otherwise, you would only be rolling wherever the Warlord power multiplier is set to. And you're trying to match.
Roll 2 dice.
Yeah. And you're trying to match the Warlord power multiplier to get a free reward from the quest.
Okay. Here we go. So what am I trying to roll?
A 1.
1.
You don't get it. So you do get
Darn it.
2 potions, though. Your consolation prize is a booger in the shape of a bird of prey. No, 2 potions. Did anyone ever buy that, Zabe?
Oh, I was trying to place the reference. It's like it's from my podcast. Like, how do I not know that reference? No, I think someone just took that off. If it's no longer available, I've looked.
Bummer. So I put those in your potion pile, potion bag, Nathan. Alrighty, guys. So that's that. And now I'm just going to go through mine real quick, just so you can see one more. Okay, flip. All right, and I am facing a gust spider. Another spider. Jeez Louise.
More spiders.
All right, so, and it has 1 and 1. This is really low tier. It is just a gust.
I know this spider is named Gus.
Not gust. Gust,
Oh.
like wind gust.
Hello, I am Gus Spider.
That one's on me.
Because I match the legs. We're both Earth. I get to go
Actually,
first.
with a name like Gus, wouldn't he be from the South or something?
Sure.
I'm Gus Spider.
Oh my gosh.
I'm working on the plantation.
I attack it for 6 damage. And that kills that one shots at 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh no. He done killed me.
And I am going to. I don't really want this in place of that. So I'm going to leave these here. And I didn't take any disables. I am taking 2 die from the tower there. And I'm going to roll. I likewise need to roll a 1. Ideally want to roll a 1. And I got 5 again. Seriously, computer? Swear you have it out for me. Okay.
Wow. We've all seen the Terminator. We all know that the AIs are coming for us.
Exactly. So you guys may have noticed there's 2 disable token things. One of them has 1 potion on the back. The other has 3 potions on the back. So I'm going to take the 3 potion and get put 1 back, since I would have gotten 2 potions for that. So
Okay.
I'm just like taking change essentially.
Right.
All right.
By the way, fun story about AIs in computers.
Mhm.
My family used to have, back when computers had disk drives, used to have a computer game. It was called Hoyle Card Games. So it was supposed to be you were going to a casino and playing various card games at tables with bunches of weird, quirky characters, including a shape-shifting alien. And my dad, who is a self-proclaimed euchre master, played euchre on this game. He played 100 matches at the highest difficulty, lost 2 of them, and said the only reason he lost those 2 is because the computer cheated.
The computer probably did cheat. I agree with him.
Yeah, but apparently it's not a good cheater. It only beat him twice at the highest difficulty.
Well, I have nothing to say to that. Okay, Nathan, now we've all taken our travel. We've all camped. Will you do our overnight corruption spread roll, please? By the way, guys, if we do roll a 6 on this, then no corruption spreads.
Oh, so we actually want to roll a 6.
Yes.
Darn
A
it.
4. All right. So port powers again. All right. So now I'm going to release you guys to do what you'd like to do. Keep in mind, our main objective is to free the cities of Headstone, Raise Hutch, Port Powers, and Swift from the junk golems there. We can team up to do that. The people that want to fight have to travel there together, or have to both travel to the same place, much like we've been doing these first few rounds.
Okay, yeah. So the ones with these funny-looking robot tokens, those
are the junk golems. Yeah.
Those are the junk golems. Okay, so the closest one to us is this one up here.
Yeah, the headstone one.
Okay,
so
do we need to move our fuel tokens any?
if you travel, so we're about to do that.
Okay.
I'm just saying you can go to where you want. If you want to get a quest.
But at the end of camping, don't we get fuel tokens?
No, that's only if you augment.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna try to do some main objective work. I'm gonna go fight this junk golem up here on Headstone.
Okay. All right. But you don't get to travel first, Nathan. It's
sorry.
Zabe gets to go first. So Zabe,
I want to go to. I'm gonna go to Headstone, but
I have this idea where I'm gonna go to Headstone and fight this guy.
Okay.
So we're gonna team up and do
that's
this.
a brilliant idea. I wish I'd thought of it.
It just kind of came to me.
Okay, so do keep in mind, Zabe, because you're not. So there's little elements on this map that, depending on which character you are, if you're that character, that's a horrible way of saying it. Let me just say it this way: if you travel up this road, lava road, if you or me, Zabe, travel up it, we will lose 2 metal each time we travel across it. Because Nathan is playing as Saffron the Fire Engineer, he will not take any damage.
I see.
For you,
take that bitter run.
Yes. So here's the thing: you could go up Bitteron, and because you're the Water Engineer, the 2 fairies only count as 1 location. So most time, other players would be like, 1 Fixtures Ferry, 2 Fowls Ferry, then 3 to their next destination. But for you, they count as 1 location together.
Okay.
So
So what you're saying is I was accidentally brilliant because I didn't know about that mechanic.
yes, sure, we'll go with that, David.
Aha!
But I lose 2 metal just by going on the road at all?
Yes.
Okay,
Same
it's
with
not
me.
like if I land on the road or something.
I mean, you
Okay,
don't
well,
really land on
right.
those, but yeah.
well, I'm just saying, like, if I land on one of these spots here.
Yes, if you go between this village and this quest marker, or this quest marker and this village, you will lose 2 metal each time you do that.
Well, that seems like a sucker move to me, so I don't want to do that.
Okay.
So-
A sucker move.
It's total sucker move. So I got 2 speeds, so I
Yep.
got to go here, yeah?
Yeah. That's a good option.
If
That-
I don't want to get jacked.
That's fair.
Get jacked.
Don't get jacked. All right.
I want to get jacked.
I am going to move
Jacked.
to this quest spot, and I'm going to take the 2 metal damage because
Sucker move.
I'm glutton for punishment. Apparently,
Hey! You know what's funny? You're talking about getting jacked. I have a bumper cover on my car that needs to be replaced, and to my surprise, while I was driving around yesterday, somebody with the exact same car that's the exact same color drove past me while I was waiting in an intersection. They're like, "You sir, stop!" And I am going to jack your bumper right now.
wow. Junkyard Juggernauts does not approve of the jacking of other people's bumpers. Where-
Do not steal car bumpers in real life.
Yes.
Steal imaginary robot parts from your friends.
Where would you like to move? And I need to, both you and me, Zabe, need to move our fuel cube down 1. We forgot to do that.
It's like it's like the motto, not motto, but it's like the tagline for Munchkin: "Kill the monster, get the treasure, stab your buddy."
Exactly. So where would you like to go and stabby stab? Did you still want to go up to Headstone, Nathan?
Yes, I would like to.
Okay.
Let's see if I can handle this thing. Plus, I take exactly 0 damage. There are no sucker moves for me over here.
Oh my goodness. And so move your fuel cube down 1, please. All right. And okay, Zabe, you get to camp first. So again, you could gamble if you'd like. You could also
Camping is a legitimate strategy.
You could also do something called disband, which essentially gets rid of the brigand camp. It can't be gambled on anymore, but you will get a heroic feat for doing that, and so you'll get to pick your specialization if you like, which are these cards that give you different abilities based on how you build your juggernaut. So you could do that, but you will have to roll 1d6 and take whatever the result is. That's how much metal you take. That's like how many brigands you have to fight and get rid of the camp.
So it's big dang hero time.
Yes.
Well, we haven't demoed that yet, so I guess that seems like a smart move to do.
Okay. Yeah. Then we can
Right.
go into picking your specialization and all
Hi,
that, if
kitty.
you like.
This cat won't leave me alone.
Aw.
Wait, what color is that cat?
It's not a bumper, Nathan. Don't get ideas.
Okay, and the cat's now walking across my keyboard, and I've lost everything. Okay, kitty, come on.
Well, and then it brilliantly writes Shakespeare.
Oh shoot, what just happened? Sorry, guys. Okay,
No worries.
I'm back.
No worries.
You're
you hear me?
doing some sort of new mechanic. Why are you putting sugar cubes in a bag?
Just to
Hello.
get them out of the play space. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, the cat stepped on the mute button
Oh.
on my keyboard. I
Oh my
couldn't hear you.
gosh.
All right, so I'm like low on fuel and stuff, and I mean, does that matter?
Oh, well, I should say, I'm sorry. You're at this brigand camp. You can still augment if you'd prefer. You don't have to do anything with the brigands. You can patrol the bounds again if you'd like to fight another beast. Or you could do the meet the locals and do the disbanding or do the gambling, whatever you like. So if you like, Francisco, I want to do this thing. How can I get that thing done? I will tell you, but it's your
Yeah,
choice.
well, I really don't know better at this point.
Okay.
But let's you mentioned getting a special power.
Yeah.
I'm down with that.
Okay, let's do that then. So let's disband the camp.
Because getting special powers isn't a sucker move.
I want to know my special purpose.
Do it. Okay, so go ahead and roll a d6.
What is my purpose in life? What is my purpose in life?
Roll
It
a-
is to not make sucker moves and get special powers.
Oh my word! So roll 1d6 to see how strong this brigand camp is, Zabe.
So I want to
Yeah.
roll 1.
You do roll one. You
Yeah,
want to
now
find
You want to roll a 1 so they don't have so they aren't like working out like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, there's one
Giant
watchman.
muscle.
Everyone else is asleep, drunk. That's what you want.
Yeah,
Now
yeah,
that
yeah.
now that you
Well,
told me-
let's not get giants of Cain in here, okay?
Now that you told me I want to roll a 1, watch this.
He rolls a 6.
That would have
Almost
been
as
cool if it
bad.
was a 1, though, right, guys?
What was that?
That would have been cool if it was a 1.
It would
though,
have been
right?
cool. Yes.
Yeah, all right.
So yeah, you lose 4 metal, Zabe.
Damn it.
So much rage.
All right. So,
You could just take
Okay.
one from each.
yeah, that probably makes the most sense. Maybe. I don't know.
You will get nothing, and you will like it.
All right.
All right.
And you have disbanded the camp. Good job. So we got disabled
That's
now.
it?
That's it. Now
Oh,
you get to pick, if you go over here, you get to pick a specialization. Now I suggest, since you're new to this, picking one of the blue ones. So there's either pirate or Commodore. You can pick any of these. But the ones for Pirate Commodore will be easier. The abilities will be easier to do just because you're blue already, and you count as a water element for the sake of getting these abilities. So for
sight unseen, as a Gen Xer, to stay on brand, I'm totally taking Commodore.
okay, do it.
What?
So how you use this is I'm gonna do this for you just so you can see it.
Okay.
You take the card, you bring it over to your character. You place it kind of like about here. It's a lot easier in real life.
Oh.
And then hovering over the specialization card, you press U to put it under. Oh, someone else has it selected. It looks like.
Sorry.
Let me try this again. You press U. Why isn't this? Oh my gosh. Hold on. Okay, maybe that'll work now. I'm seriously demoing this. I swear. Okay, you. There we go. Now, if
There.
for some reason I couldn't move it underneath, but you put it over, you press U, it goes underneath. And now here's what you get. So first off, anything in the middle, there's these three sections. There's this middle area in the black. You get that regardless of however your Juggernaut's made. It's just a heroic feat bonus. So you will get the lightning bolt is a charge. So one charge, that's what these are. So you now have access to one charge. You also get 2 potions. So you get 2 more potions, Zabe. You're getting flushed with potions here. I'm going to give you one of these 3s. And, whoops.
He's drunk on potions.
And take back 1. So that you get just for gaining the heroic feat. So now you also have access, because you both have you have water limbs and you yourself count as a water limb. You do have access to this. You do
How
have.
do you feel about that, Abe? You are a water limb.
Oh my gosh. You have access to this ability, Coastal Bombardment. So you know when you had actions when you were attacking that patrolled bounds beast,
Yep.
you had total attack, target attack. Now you also have this option to do Coastal Bombardment, which essentially says the target, so let's say you target that beast. The beast, chooses one for each rust charge they have on. So during the course of play, you're going to want to try to get these charges on your opponents. And when you get them on it, so let's say you got it on that beast, that guy would have to choose either to take -2 metal, they would have to disable 1 limb, or they'd have to lose 2 potions. So for the sake of NPCs, they just take the metal loss. But it is a challenge to get this metal these charges onto the beast. There's several ways to do it, but the main way to do it is you put this on your arm, then you attack, and if the attack goes through, it goes onto your target. So that's something we can explore if you do combat again. But for now, that's what you get. You can't change your specializations after you've chosen. So if you prefer to have this other one called, if you prefer to be a pirate and have Dread-Eye Jack, which is similar, except the target chooses to stop. The target chooses to give you an amplify card or reduce its limbs by 2d6. That could potentially do more damage to your target, but I'll let you. Actually, given what you've gotten, I think you're probably right to go with the Commodore. So that's a lot of me talking without much help, I think, right there. So sorry about that, Shane.
It's okay.
Okay, so that's specialization. You are now a Commodore Riviera. And we will address you as such.
Commodore Riviera.
Okay. So now
he sounds like he should be a pirate.
I don't know. He wants to be a Commodore, and I applaud
Commodore.
that.
No, it just sounds like that name. It's like Commodore.
Oh,
Riviera.
gotcha.
He sounds like he should be in charge of a starship on Star Trek.
Maybe he is. You don't know.
Oh. He's gonna. Well, you know what this means, Francisco. He now outranks you, so he's going to be taking over your ship.
Playing a game, not podcasting. Okay. So I am going to be taking a quest. So when you take a quest, you disable it, so no one else can take a quest from this spot I'm at. And the quest is I take the top quest card, I flip it over, and I read it for everyone. So this one's called the Bronze Owl quest. Hearing a sudden shout, you turn back to see a couple carrying their child on a mat. Your Majesty, please help. Our daughter is near death. We are trying to reach the Bronze Owl in Lava Sands, for if she sees it, she'll be healed. But it is still leagues away, and we fear dying on the sands. You understand their futility, and that they see you as their child's only hope. You decide to... And now here's how quests work. There's a little bit of like what the quest is, and then you choose one option. You can choose A, which is usually the heroic option. Take the girl, taking -5 metal, then the first owl spirit, then the fire owl spirit blesses you. Take this card, the quest card, and draw two more power cards, keeping one and putting one in the junk pile. Or I could take the safer option, B, decline to help, and the parents curse your family. All allies, which are you guys, take -2 metal, and I discard this card.
Wow.
Help the girl.
What a jerk. Also, I love how they say, like, it's so far away, and we're right there.
Well, yeah, but you could potentially get that card anywhere, and it could be very far away.
That's why it's funny.
Yeah. But yes, exactly like you're saying, you're alluding to, Nathan. The quest cards that have an icon on the top, you have to travel there, and then you complete the quest. The first part of camping, you complete the quest by going once you go there.
So, Francisco,
yes,
the creator of the game, just so happens to get this quest. Oh, I'm right next door to it.
Oh,
this game is totally rigged. I didn't see you shuffle these cards, Francisco.
Would you like me to take a different quest, Dave? Would you feel better about that?
Totally joking. trying to make a funny.
Listen to this Gen X cynicism right here. It's like, ever since Nixon, I don't trust anybody, including Cisco, the game master, and his card shuffling abilities.
So I'm going to take the heroic option. So I put this above my card where there's a little mark where it's above action.
Option A, hero. Option B, a-hole. Got it.
Oh my gosh. So now that quest is open and my camping is done. So, because I met the locals, which is essentially the quest givers. So now, Nathan, now it's your turn. And
hey, I get to fight a giant robot. This
do.
can only end in good.
Yeah.
What am I doing?
Maybe. Okay, so what's going to happen is to set up the junk golem. Here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to move this card. I'm going to move it down here. This is like the easiest place to put these sort of battles. So first we're going to put one potion on it. So it has a potion to potentially dispel or overpower. It would have more potions if the Warlord power multiplier was higher, but it's not. So it gets one potion. Now what you're going to do is we're going to take 3 cards, and I'll just do that for sake of quickness. I'll let you flip them over, but I'll place them.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So yeah, go ahead and flip it. All right. So you are facing, and this is technically wrong. Okay. So for this junk golem, what's going to happen is it is going to have attack strength of, for this arm, it's going to have an attack strength of 2. For this arm, an attack strength of 4. And for this leg, because it matches the element of the city or the junk golem, it actually gets the full upgrade amount. So it has a speed of 9.
No. So does this junk golem have a funny name?
No, it's just the headstone junk golem. It does get some bonuses though. This particular junk golem, and each one's different. This particular one gets ×2 to its arms. So it actually has 4 more on this one and 2 more on this one. So it has an attack strength of 12 and a speed of
I am regretting my
9.
life decision.
And I'm sure you'll be okay. And it does start with a blood charge, which will come into play later.
A blood charge?
Yes. The Warlord uses blood magic and shadow magic.
I was going to say, this sounds scarier. I don't know if I should be scared of this or not.
Well, we'll see, I guess.
So I'm just like, oh, it gets twice as much attack
So-
power, and it's got a blood charge. I'm like, oh,
I will say it could be much worse if the Warlord
how
power...
did I skip all the way to the final boss? All right.
If the Warlord power multiplier was at 3, all these values would be ×3. So you could be facing 36 attack strength and 27 speed. So you got that
Anyway.
going for you.
All right, moving on.
Okay. However, except for poor powers, the Mageneer always gets to attack or take their action first. So if I can find the little action thing, where'd that go? Did you guys see that little token for who gets to go first? It looks like 2 swords.
Yep, I saw it.
Where did it
Right
go?
here.
Oh, you found it?
Right
Oh,
in front of you.
I had it. No wonder I couldn't find it. Okay, so Nathan, you get to go first. Would you like to do it? You can do it.
All right, well,
Oh, go ahead.
okay. So like, if I look at my stuff here, so total attack, targeted attack. I can't do a focus charge.
No, because you have no charges.
Okay, and this is if I'm the attacker. It looks like.
And don't
Wait,
forget, you can also
what-
play a card from your hand as an amplify if you want to.
That's true. Okay, so. And the amplify. So it's not Magic League. Okay. So the amplify. And if it's the same color as me, I would get I'm going off of the numbers in the corner, correct?
No, that the numbers have nothing to do with playing it as an
Okay.
amplify. The amplify is just
okay.
it itself. Yeah.
Okay. Well, so I can inflict basically 6 damage on it right now. All right. Is that my attack? Yeah, that's my
Yes,
attack.
that looks right. 6 damage.
Yeah. So I can do 6 damage on it. A targeted attack is if I just want to hit a particular limb.
Yes, correct.
Okay. So I will do the total attack.
Okay.
How much of a boost am I going to get if I boost?
If you boost, I'm not sure
Or
what you mean by
amplify.
it. Depends on what your amplify is. Which amplifier are you playing?
Maybe put it on the.
Yeah, if you could put it on the table, I could help.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
Okay, so if you played Magic League,
And then this one.
so you can only play one amplify at a time.
Yeah, I know. I'm
Okay.
just laying out
Oh,
both
okay.
my cards. These are my options.
So the not today one would not be one you use. That's almost like a nope card. Like, oh, you did something to me. Nope, you don't get to do it.
Oh, got it.
So Magic League, you're going to pick a limb. You can choose your own. In this case, I would choose one of the junk golem's limbs, and it's
golems?
going to be disabled, which means it's
Okay.
very vulnerable to an attack. especially a total attack, it would destroy the limb if it takes damage. Which I would personally, I would disable or put the magic link on the 4, the one with 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
So no, keep that down with you.
Oh.
It doesn't go on there. We're going to put a disable on it. All right. So you've disabled it. And now, but the owner of the limb gets to make a amplify roll. So roll 1d6.
So I just leave the card here.
Yep, because it's now used. Yeah. But before you even do the disable, you just surged fire magic into the world. So let's see, Zabe, you have no fire limbs. You have you'll get to roll 5 die. Nathan, I'll get to roll 2, and the junk golem will get to roll 2. So let's start with you, Zabe. Why don't you roll your 5 die, and you'll get to pick one result.
What? I'm sorry. Why am I rolling?
You're not rolling, Zabe. That's what I was saying. Because if you had any fire limbs in your Juggernaut, you would get to roll, because fire magic just got amplified throughout the land, and any limbs that are attuned to that will have a surge of energy that's expressed through an amplify roll. So Nathan has 4 limbs, and he's the fire mageneer, so that's why he's rolling 5 die.
Okay, so now I'm going to roll 5.
Yep,
right
roll
now?
5. Yep, go ahead.
All right, here we go.
Okay, now you get to pick one result. A 1 is you disable one of your limbs. I would not suggest that, but I guess you could take it. 4 again is 4 metal. A 5 is a shield, but you already have one, so you can't get another one. And a 6 is you get to draw a card.
Okay, I'll take the 6.
Okay, so here is a card that you can put in your hand. Keep in mind, guys, that you do have a hand limit, which is the same as the number of charge slots you have. So, and that's for power cards. So Nathan, you could only have 5 power cards. The power cards are the ones with the legs, the arms, the amplifiers. You could have 5 of those in your hand. Me and Zabe could only have 4 of those in our hand.
Okay, got it.
But okay, so you just did that. Okay, now the amplify effect actually happens. So you disable this one. And now, oh, no, it doesn't yet, because it still needs to roll amplify. So, well, Zabe, why don't you roll for the junk golem? All right, a 1 and a 6. So it gets to take a card also, which it's going to just use as a potion. It's not going to use it as anything else. So it has 1 extra potion. And now I, likewise, I get to roll 2. So let me do that real quick. Okay, 4 and a 3. I will take the metal. Okay, this one's at max. This one can go 1, 2, and this one can go 1, 2. Okay, all right. So now the fire magic that surged across the land has been accounted for. Now we're going to do the actual effect. So there was a disable. Where did it go?
I turned it into a potion.
Oh, okay. Oh, so. Oh, because it got.
You got another potion, right?
He got it from this card. It's on this card that he has now.
I thought I was helping.
No, that's okay. Thank you. I appreciate the help. Yeah, but this does go on. Yeah, that goes on his arm, so that's disabled now. But he gets to make one more amplify roll, because that's what magically does. Like, that magic leaks out from the disable, but now it could boost him in another way. So Zabe, why don't you go ahead and roll for him one more time? Okay, and he gets 2 more potions. This just got monumentally harder for you, Nathan. But let's see how you do. Okay, I'm gonna put that one back there.
Again, regretting my life decisions.
Yes. Okay, but this limb is disabled. So keep that in mind. So Zabe, it's not Zabe. Sorry, Nathan. Were you gonna do
so
a
now
total?
I'm doing my.
Yeah, I was
do
going to
do my total attack now?
Yeah, now you would take your action and you want to do the total attack?
Yes.
Okay. So because you're total attacking and he has potions, he is going to dispel your action. So he's going to pay 1 potion. I know I'm getting rid of this right away. Putting 2 on here. Let's see, how can I do this? We'll say he paid this. This 3 potion is really just 1 potion, but we're just gonna have to go with me for it for this case. So 1 potion. So there's one more track by all our fuel and the Warlord Power Multiplier, and that's this Dispel Overpower Contest. So now it goes from the bottom one to the top one, which means now, Nathan, you have to, if you want to get your attack through, you have to pay 1 potion.
Okay.
All right. So now that track goes up again. And now this Junkum will have to pay 2 potions if he wants to continue to block the attack, which he has. So he'll pay 2 more potions. And now it goes up again. So now, Nathan, if you want to get your attack through, you have to pay 3 potions.
Well, I only have 1 token, or I'd have to get rid of cards, right?
Yes, you have that 1 card in your hand, which is 3 potions. You could also play that now, and that would completely dispel his reaction or that would cancel his reaction of dispel.
Okay, so you're talking about
The
this.
Not Today card. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right, and that's what I'll do.
Okay. So you're going to totally dispel it. Awesome. So before we do the actual content of the Amplify, we're going to... wind magic is now amplified throughout the land. Zabe, you have 1 wind limb, and because you have the gem torso, you'll get to roll an additional die. So you get to roll 2 die for your Amplify. So go ahead and do that.
I'm not sure why I'm doing. I mean, I hear what you're saying. There's magic. So
Yes.
anytime someone uses what?
So Nathan
Plays a
just
card?
used this card as an amplify. He used the Not
Okay.
Today amplify of wind. So wind is amplified. That wind magic goes out throughout the entire land. So anyone who has a limb that matches that amplifies element gets like a hit of a surge of energy courses through that limb. You have a wind limb in your left arm. So it gets hit with that surge of energy.
Okay.
That is expressed through a die roll, through an amplify roll. On top of that, you have this gem torso, which there's a little descriptor above the torso art that says what its passive ability is. Roll an extra 1d6 when making any amplify roll. So that's why you get to roll 2d6 instead of just the normal 1 you would roll.
So it's good for this guy to have like a little bit of everything, because he's more likely to, right?
Yes,
That's a strategy.
Yeah. If you're predicting to get lots of amplifies being played, yeah, you have more opportunity for that. 2 6s. Okay, so you get to draw a card. So take this card I pulled out. Yep. Awesome. And I likewise have 1 d6, so I'm gonna, or 1 wind limb, so I'm gonna roll mine real quick. And I rolled a 5, so I get a shield. Awesome. Okay, so now the amplify effect goes into play of Not Today, which means you just canceled the reaction. So you took the action of a total attack. The Junkum took the reaction of Dispel. Now you are Not Todaying the reaction. So even though it just burned all its potions, now its reaction is nullified and your damage comes through, Nathan. So this card is burned, and now we take the damage away. So 6 damage, you said, right, for your your attack strength. All right, so 1, 2, and because this limb is disabled, this is just destroyed. So 3.
Ooh.
And then 4, 5, 6. All right. So I feel like that, even though there's only 6 damage, that is a good hit because you got rid of that whole arm. So awesome job there.
So all that metal just goes away that was attached to the arm.
Exactly. Yes.
So it lost the arm. It wasn't a targeted attack?
No, because
Right.
it was disabled from his magic leak amplify at the beginning of his action. That
So the magic
disabled.
leak disables a limb.
Yes.
Is that
That's the amplify
function of-
effect for that card. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was to say, for someone who doesn't know what the heck he's doing, I feel like I just did.
You did
a
something
lot of
awesome.
stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. But now the Junkolum is looking menacingly at you. So it is his turn to attack. And because the Warlord power multiplier is at 1, what the Junkolum will do is he will try to renew if he has any potions. He doesn't. Renewing is essentially taking off any disables, any negative charges. So because he can't renew, he is going to actually do a total attack to you, Nathan. So he is going to attack you, but he's only going to attack you for 2 damage now because that's all his attack strength is.
So Francisco,
Yeah.
so you're talking for the headstone golem here.
Yes.
Like if we were, I know you're demoing it and all, but 3 people that have played for a long time, how would that function? Like, why am I not saying what the golem's going to do?
Oh, because it's in the rules, like what it does.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So just so,
And he made the rules, Babe.
I'm just saying, like, if other people were just playing it, how would they know? Like, is there like a AI for the monsters?
Yeah, it's kind of what happens is you reference the rulebook. There's a section on that page 23 or 24, whatever it was, where it says, okay, NPC attacker. If NPC has metal and arms, it does. Do this. Based on the Warlord power multiplier, do the action selection of this. If the Warlord power multiplier is at 1, do this. If it's at 2, do this. And then after, if it gets to take another action, it'll do the next one. And then that sequence will just keep repeating until it's dead or until Nathan's dead.
Okay.
So that's how they know. Now, if this were like I said, I don't think we're going to get to it today because we're 20 minutes away from 5. We're nowhere near the Warlord at this point. So we're probably not going to be able to finish. We're not going to finish the game today. But let's say one of us got to the point where one of us is the Warlord. Then if it's a player controlled Warlord, they get to pick what they do. They get to pick their actions, reactions. It's not,
I got you.
If you're playing this solo, then the Warlord is sort of controlled by the rules. But great questions, Abe. Yeah. All right. So
I just wanted to know what to write in my report for the review of this. Game.
Good. That's important detail to have for sure. All right. So Nathan, you're being attacked for 2 damage from the 2 metal in the arm of the headstone Junkolum. How would you like to react to that action of total attack?
Okay, so my options are dispel or speed block or counterattack, but I'm guessing I can't counterattack right now.
Correct, because you have no charges. Yeah.
All right, so I'd have to speed block or dispel. So dispel is just nullify what he's doing.
Yes, and you have 1 potion, so you would be able to do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and I should have said the dispel overpower contest got reset because the previous contest finished, so it's back down to 1.
And speed block, so it's if okay. Okay. What would actually be my best option right now? I mean, he's not hitting me very hard, so is exhausting a potion right now even a good idea?
I don't think so. I think because you'll probably destroy him pretty soon, doing a speed block makes the most sense.
All right, I will do a speed block. So it says if I'm guessing that speed is greater than attack.
Attacker's speed, essentially. That's what it's trying to say.
Speed. Yeah. Okay. Lose. No. Okay. All right. So my speed. So we're comparing speed.
Yes.
Right? All right. My speed is 13.
Yeah. And his speed is 6. So your speed is higher. So you're going to disable your highest metal limb, which I think is your right leg. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So just put that disable there. So now it doesn't count for amplifies. It doesn't count for your speed anymore. Your speed is effectively 5 right now. So if this continues again, you would not be able to speed block because his attack strength or his speed is 6. But yeah, that you absorbed all of the damage. You take no metal loss, and that was his action. So now it's back to you as the attacker.
Okay. All right, so I will once again do a total attack. It
Okay.
seems to be my best option at this point.
In 1 second, guys. Oh, that's great. Sorry, guys.
That's fine.
So, what was total attack your best option?
Total
Is that what you
attack.
said?
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Total attack is my best option. Targeted attack doesn't seem like a great idea at this point, and he's relatively low
So
on health.
here's what I will say about that. If you do a total attack, the way the attack comes off, you will destroy his arm, and then he will be left with on his next for his action. He will do something called destructive ram, where he's going to
That's right.
yeah, because he'll still have leg metal. He'll essentially do leg metal times plus a die roll
Okay.
damage to you.
So would it be better to do a targeted attack on his leg to try to take out the legs?
Yeah, I think strategically or tactically, that's what I would do.
Okay, then I will and it'll give me a chance to try a different mechanic. All right.
Yeah.
So targeted attack. So I roll 1d6. Oh, wait. Damage. Okay, so it's 1d6. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Here's my d6 right here.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, right here. All right. And
Okay, 3. So you do your normal attack strength, which I think is 6, right?
yes.
All right. So that just is 6 damage. So it's still there, but it's essentially has a speed of 0. So good hit.
All right.
All right. So now it's back to the Junkalum. So he still has metal in his arm. So now he's going to go selection 2. He's going to focus charge if he has fewer blood charges than the Warlord Power Multiplier. He has the same number of blood charges as the Warlord Power Multiplier. So he's actually going to, he can't do that. So he's going to total attack you again for 2 damage.
Okay. And I can't. No, wait. Can I dispel it? I think I can dispel it.
You can
still.
dispel it. You can also.
Oh wait, I forgot to modify that. No, wait. Well, this is just disabled.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so-
If this is easier, you could do this.
No, it's all right.
Okay.
No, it's all right. I'm just reminding myself of things. So, hey, my sugar cube. What are you doing?
Sorry
with my
about
sugar
that.
cube? Yeah, but anyway, so I could dispel it. Would that be the best option, or should I just take the damage?
You could still speed block again, and
Yeah.
you'll probably destroy him next attack. So
All right, I'll speed block it.
okay, it'll just go to your next leg
Okay.
because that's the next highest metal one.
Yeah. Oh crap! Trying to get the little thing. All right. All right. So there we go. So I've stopped it. So now it's his turn again.
No, now it's your turn because you were speed blocking against his action. So now it's your action.
Wait, what happened to that little token? I put it there. Where'd it go?
Fell off the table.
There it is. Sometimes it goes under for some reason. I don't really
Okay.
know why. Yeah, it fell through the table, Zabe, not just off it.
What? It did it again.
I still see it. Oh. Hey guys, this is just trying to mimic normal reality. When you put a token on your card and it just goes through the card. Doesn't that happen to you? There you go.
Only every other Tuesday.
Okay.
Anyway.
All right.
So
now
I speed blocked.
yeah. So now it's your turn to take an action because now you're the attacker.
Okay. Well. Okay. Because you didn't move it.
I already moved it
All right.
over. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You moved over. All right. So I'm going to total attack him
Okay.
because I think I'm gonna win.
Yeah. 6 damage. So first comes off to the legs, destroyed. 1, 2, 3, 4, and he is destroyed.
Wow. I no longer regret my life decision.
You crushed it.
Yeah, good job, Nathan. All right, so here is the. Oh, I'm sorry. He had 1 potion. I forgot he had this card. So what he would have done is he'd pay a potion, and then you would have paid your potion to get it through, and then he'd have nothing left. So you do lose this potion.
Okay. Yeah. That's fine. That's fair.
Okay.
Because I would have kept pressing the advantage.
Exactly. All right, so here's how loot of a junk golem works. First, take off your disables, put those back. Those come off. Your used amplified card goes back into your hand, so that magic leak goes back into your hand.
So it's this one right here.
Yeah. And then, okay, those weren't used. Okay, now we're going to put tokens equal to the Warlord Power Multiplier onto the Junk Golem as loot. All right, and now here's how this works. You become, because you're the one that killed the Junk Golem, you become the Slayer. If anyone that can...
The Slayer. But
yeah.
am I the Doom Slayer?
No.
Ooh.
Anyone that contributes... puts damage, like if we were all teamed up and each of us put damage on the Junk Golem, then everyone that puts damage on it would get a heroic feat. Since you're the only one there, you do get a heroic feat, but you are also the Slayer, so you get to determine where the loot goes. You're the only one there, so you get all the loot. And here's what the loot is. You get a potion.
Yay.
You get to pick one of these limbs to put into your hand.
Okay. Let me see. What do we have here?
Personally, I would
We
pick
have
this
this
4-1 because
I was going to say that's probably it's generally good to go with your affinity.
Yes, because either you can reuse the amplifies or your body can be good. Okay, this is the next highest one, and that will go to the Warlord for later, whoever that ends up being. This one gets junked. And you get this Victor's boon that's in the lower corner. You can put this by your player mat. Essentially, excessive metal reduction from owner's target attack is applied as total attack. Essentially, what that means is, let's say you do 10 damage in a target attack and it just had 1 metal there. The other 8 metal, because 1 for the metal, 1 for the arm or leg, the other 8 metal would get distributed as if it were a total attack to the rest of the body.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
All right. So where do I put?
You could put like right here by your potion bag, I'd say, or there. That's fine too. Yeah, wherever it's going to help you remember that you have that. All right, and now you get a heroic feat, so you get to pick one of these cards.
Yeah. So my options are Sage or Barbarian.
Well, you could pick the other ones too. But because you're going all in on the fire, honestly, since you're going all in on fire, you can't have access to any of the level 2 or 3 ones because they all require other elements. But you're really good on that level 1 on those level 1s.
At least for now, anyway.
Yes.
Yeah, I may have to rethink my strategy later. But yeah, Barbarian. Let's see.
So to help
make any limbs element for this combat. Oh boy.
Yeah, essentially like.
Well, this one is still. I need 1 wind, but it says damage target count of all fire limbs in play.
Yeah. So one way that I still have yet to see someone do this, but essentially what this is, these are supposed to be symbiotic. Essentially, I'll let you read. Never mind.
Yeah. It's okay. Make any 1 limb's element fire for this combat. Oh, okay. And this is, what is this? Block up to 3 fire limbs. Oh, geez. I guess that's what that means. Dispel, overpower, step, cost you 1 less. Okay.
Disable up to 3 fire limbs. That's what that is.
Fire limbs, yeah. Or take 2 random cards in attack hand. Keep 1. Other because it gets used for attack. Oh. Any of your available charge to arms of teammates, take another. Huh. Kind of liking Sage there a little bit. Let me see. Barbarian is like if I just want to start breaking things and breaking them hard.
Yes.
Sage is a little bit more strategic. I'll take Sage.
Okay. Did you see how to put over your card and all that, or okay?
I'll see how well it works for me.
Yeah, right.
Here we go. And it didn't. oh.
Yeah, you can also just move your Imagineer card above it. I am going to adjust this a little bit. Oh yeah, you got it. So you get 1 charge.
God damn it! Oh my gosh! Why? Okay, there we go.
Okay, you get 1 charge because you get these middle sections, and you get 1 metal. So you can add 1 metal. I don't know. Oh, sorry. I don't know if you lost anything.
I'm just trying to get it closer to where I was. Anyway, sorry.
No, that's fine. I'm sorry I messed up what you were doing.
Yeah.
Darn. Oh my gosh. Stop it, Metal Cube. Not Metal Cube. These aren't really metal. These are charges.
Oh my gosh. Why?
So the card that's over the card is the one you want to press U on, not the yeah. Okay. And here's your metal. Okay. So go ahead and put 1 metal increase. I don't know did you lose any metal in that? Or did you, I think you kept all your metal.
I dispelled everything.
Okay. So you don't get to gain metal, but now you have access to, Feathers of Fire. Add any of your available charges to the arms of a teammate and then take another action. So essentially that's a good way to let's say you put this as I mess up this again, you put this charge onto Zabe's arm, then he gets to attack, and then this would go on, this charge would go on the bad guy, and then they'd get this burned status effect, which is the thing underneath your charges. As opposed to Zabe, who would have rust, or me, who has Envenom. So, anyway. All right, so you guys all leveled up. Let's do one more overnight corruption spread, because we all have done our camp actions now. So, Nathan, will you roll for that, please?
All right.
All right, 4 poor powers. All the corruption's coming out of poor powers. Jeez. All right.
Typical.
Okay, guys. So that is probably as far as we can get today. Unless you really wanted to take one more travel and camp.
No, that's as much as I would like to, because I'm having a good time. I have as far as I know, I should be doing a little online hangout session in about half an hour.
Okay. Then that's a good place. Then we'll go ahead and end there. I am here. Here's what I said. I said 2 questions. I'm going to add one more because it just came to me. But let me start. And if you're able, feel free to say I'm not comfortable saying that out loud, Francisco. Whether it's good or bad, that's fine. If you want to just private text me this, that's fine. But if you feel comfortable sharing now. Did you have fun? Would you play again? So those are the main 2 questions.
Yes, to both.
Yes to both for Nathan. How about you, Zabe?
For sure. Yes to both.
Yes
for
to
Jason.
Okay.
For Zabe.
Then my third question that I would like to know, this I think it would help me in terms of teaching the game. What thing do you feel like at the end of this was the most confusing to you? Of the things we covered. Obviously, there's other things, but...
Yeah.
It's hard to narrow down the most confusing.
How about 2 confusing things and a tragic maker confusing thing?
There's certain... It's hard for me to say because I'm kind of confused about it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a lot to take in the first
this
time.
happens, and then suddenly you're telling us what happens. I'm like, I don't understand why that's happening.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So, I mean, you have everything's kind of there. It's not the most intuitive for me.
Yeah.
To know why things are happening, as you explain them, I'm like, oh, okay, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a lot to kind of remember.
Yeah.
But I mean, same as just about any game, that's this level of complexity, you you gotta play it, and without playing it through all the way, it's kind of hard to say. I mean, we took 2 turns, right?
No, we took about 1, 2, 3, 4 turns.
Okay. I took 1 turn by myself.
Yes. You took 1 turn by yourself. Yes.
Yeah. So, But I'm glad we got like a little mini boss battle in at least.
Yeah,
And,
yeah. I was very happy to get a good. I felt like cross section of the main bits of gameplay in this. We didn't get to see the warlord. I would have been curious to see how that worked.
So real quick, let's see who would have been the warlord. So if you guys can hover over, why are there 5? Hold on. There shouldn't be 5 things in here. Why are there dice in here? Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. So each of you just hover over the red bag and press T to take 1 card.
Okay.
Warlord.
Apparently there was another die in there. So you end up being the warlord, Zabe?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know how more dice got in there. Did you get an extra card, Nathan?
I got an extra card.
Okay. I didn't. I got a die, so that got messed with somehow. But okay. But so Zabe would have been the warlord. So
Aha.
aha.
Does that mean I win? Did I win?
Yeah, I think you win, Zabe. Yeah, I think that's how that works. And Nathan, what was the most confusing thing to you, if there was one thing?
It's not so much confusing as well. Some of the it was just it's drinking from a fire hose.
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit here. But it's
Yes.
like I'm drinking from the fire hose, but you're trickling it as we go. So which was helpful, but there was also. Yeah, so I'm shuffling the different mechanics in there. That's like, so what's the best thing I should do? Should I do a targeted attack, or should I do a full attack, or whatever it is right there?
Yeah.
And but once I understood, these are the benefits of what I get. I do say the targeted attack, which ended up being the smartest move I made on that golem.
Yeah.
So I was very glad I did that. So it's more just processing everything after you're getting thrown in here, but it's because I'm new at this game.
Yeah.
So it's less being confused about the mechanics themselves and more confused about how to best use them.
Yeah, I get that. And I'll say from playing with other people that are new to this game, I feel like you guys were picking up on things. So I appreciate you guys sticking with it, not being like, oh my gosh, Francisco, I can't remember all these things.
Yeah. Well, I have a lot of tabletop and video game experience, so going through this process when it's a new game is nothing new to me. It's more just how do I best use the tools I have.
Absolutely.
Well, games begin to be fun when you're making educated decisions.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like I'm using my strategy. I have this point of view to put out there. And we unfortunately didn't quite get that far.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a whole other thing. This whole other
that's where we exactly this is where the warlord's made over here is like so.
Oh, I see.
Because they get extra arms and legs depending on how many junk golems we defeated. So.
I think this game is very complex, but it's got a lot of really neat and interesting things about it. And I see the replayability. I see the ability to kind of make your own thing. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of neat things about that. I think that's a very valuable part of it. It's very modular.
Yeah. Thank you, Zabe.
And I love the theme.
Thank you.
That you have with the game. It's appealing for me on several different levels.
Yeah.
The kaiju and mecha fan of me is likes the idea of being in this makeshift robot.
Yeah.
Fighting other robots and things like that. And I do think depending on what direction you want to take the lore and the world building and all that I think that gives you a lot of interesting options for expansions in the future later. If you wanted to throw in different kinds of robots or different kinds of creatures that we could fight or something like
absolutely
that,
yeah. Well, thank you guys so
characters
so much. Yes. I mean, I have an idea for like a so to play as. So I mentioned him at the beginning, Dobrin, the sort of tutor that takes you down there, to have him be a character that instead of having a specialization, because he doesn't have a core magic affinity, he sort of is has some affinity to all the magics, but much lesser degree than the Mageneers. But his specialization is essentially a little different. It's not one or the other specialization. It's like building things up, and then he gets a mini robot that he uses on top of his Juggernaut or something like that. So yeah, other characters, other mechanisms, things like that. But yeah, that's all in the future. And yes, Suede Knight, I got a rock. Or no, that's Charlie Brown. I got a rock.
Yeah, that's Charlie Brown.
Yeah.
I got a rock.
But yeah,
Or you could, if you really wanted to make him OP, you could say he can use basically anything. He just can't use it to a level of an affinity.
I've thought, I may go that way, but that's still something I'm thinking about. But that might be I'm thinking maybe a stretch goal for the Kickstarter. But yeah, thank you guys so much again. Hopefully you have
My own
fun
comment,
Yeah,
if I may.
yeah.
I see names on the board and in the game that I recognize: Port Powers, Ashley's Haberdashery, but maybe in an expansion, I don't see a Zabe Zoo anywhere on the board.
Marchand's Market. Yeah,
I will say this, guys. If you would like to be in this game, I do plan on having. I'm going to flip over Saffron's card right now. So this art, the illustration art is done by the one and the only PaulJPowers.com. But on these character on the back of these characters, there's a little just little mini blurbs about these characters. And for the Overheard at Ashley's is kind of like a not really an inn, it's a haberdashery, but that's where people and like gossip happens. So I'll have these people that say Saffron, she's so hot right now, Saffron, which I imagine you guys know where you might know where that's a reference to, but it was
when I heard the name, it was the first thing that came in my mind.
What? I guess I'm missing that connection. But
I the first thing I thought of was Firefly.
That yes, for the names, yes, all of the names are Firefly adjacent. But the line "Saffron she's so hot right now" is a Zoolander riff.
Oh, okay, never mind.
So anyway, so where it says seamstress, the people that like essentially, there's the highest tier for the Kickstarter is going to be like be in the game, and your name, whatever name you want, would be there. So it'd be like Seamstress Zabe or Seam Master Zabe or whatever it would be, or I think what's on Riviera's card, I forget. Let's see, or I mean it doesn't have to be Villager, it could be wherever. So like Villager Nathan or something like that. So
yeah, that
could be the quote would say the same, but who's saying it would be the person that donated. So that's just something to be aware of. But yes, you're right, Zabe. There should be a Zabe Zoo in there. What was I thinking? Not putting that in here. Gosh.
Well, maybe you made this before you even knew who I was. So
no, I knew it after, which I think just makes it worse.
Okay, then there's no excuse.
Yeah, there isn't. No excuse.
I'm trying to help you out. Take the lifeline, Francisco.
He's going to be like the guy who first won $1 million on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and he just calls. He's like, "Is $1 million question?" He's like, "I'd like to phone a friend." "Oh, who?" "My dad." Then he gets on there. He's like, "Hi, Dad. Just wanted to tell you I'm about to win $1 million." And then he hangs up the phone. Then he hangs up the phone and says, "This is the answer. Final answer. Boom! You win $1 million."
Oh wow! I don't think I ever saw that one. That's awesome.
It's the first time somebody got answered the $1 million question.
Oh
on that
wow!
Show.
Very cool.
That was a boss move there.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys again. Hopefully you have an awesome evening. Bobo, Rosie, anyone else that is hanging out here, thank you for being here. Hopefully you all have an awesome time. I'll end in prayer as I like to, and we'll be done. Lord God, thank you for this day. Thank you so much for Zabe and Nathan giving so generously of their time to play this game, to get more eyeballs on it, more people having fun with it. And I pray that we're able to play again and play through more of it next time we play. I also pray, Lord, that you would please protect and provide for us. May those of us who have put our faith and trust in you pursue you more and more each day. May we all experience your love, grace, beauty, and truth in a fresh new way. Pray all this in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ, who left all majesty to come down to our depravity, live the life we went, taught us how we could, conquered sin, overcame death, being raised to you the Father, making a way for us all to have a right relationship with you where there wasn't a way before. Amen. All right, guys, until next time, Thank you, Ashley. Rosie, have a great evening, y'all. Thank you, Rosie. Till next time, here is your stream. You guys are welcome to do a stream face too. Here's your stream face.